Zabuluske. What's good, buddy? Man, I don't have a single... No, man, there's no way. I don't have a single... Aye. Maybe Sunder Nasus. I don't have a single character that's not gonna... Bro, this character is so old. I just realized. Holy freaking oldage. This character that I had here was so old. That's insane. Alright, like the player, pretty much, man. pretty, pretty freaking much. Okay, let's try to get in Carnarius Turbo. Is there a chance? Are you telling me there is a chance? I need to find a character that's gonna be okay. Maybe? Why do I have Aegis Aurora here? That maybe is going to work? What do I have here? Lightning Strike. Oh, it's Lightning Strike. No, there's no freaking way. I mean, I'm gonna test it out just to take a look, but that's not gonna work. Oh crap! There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff here. Let's try like a tier 16 map. Crystal Ore, whatever. Crystal Ore. It can be white, man. Doesn't matter. Just freaking go. I have passive points to spend, but okay. So this dude was pretty fast. This dude was pretty fast. Why was I so fast on this character? What? Why did I have so much attack speed? Also, do I have like Pierce here? I mean, that's not gonna do, like, this is a strike skill. What I wanted to test is slams. So that's not gonna do anyway, but, you know, just out of curiosity, I want to see what this is. A lightning strike character, can you imagine? This character, by the way, has like, at least like 5 years. No less than that, by the way. At least 5 years old. We got a serious foible right off the bat. Okay, whatever. I'm not playing this. Are there any other ascendancies you might consider for this build? Inquisitor, Relicarian. Oh, Relicarian. First of, I have to say, I don't think that anything is going to beat Chieftain. For one simple reason, Chieftain has, like, Chieftain's abilities are just way too freaking strong to freaking let it go. First of all, these two are absolutely fantastic as a league start. It doesn't get better than this, right? This is just fantastic for the league start because you get such more lenience when it comes to resistances, right? You don't have to care about resistance as nowhere near as much. With this, you just pretty much stack fire and you're golden, and then you get 90 all res pretty much for free because jewels provide +2 max, which is insane. And then this node is absolutely insane. It's just like, for a league start, I just cannot like imagine even something better than that, man. For this particular build. Then you have infinite Warcry power, which is also nothing to sneeze at because you get permanent endurance charges from this, crazy regeneration from Enduring Cry. So this is really strong. I don't know. I don't know. This would be kind of nice, but we can't get that. But this would be really nice. This would be really nice. Like level 20 Fist of War or even the Ancestral Call, that would be pretty freaking nice. The Fist of War especially on slams, I guess. What's up, Mary? How are you doing? This would be actually really nice. But how do we get that? We can't get that. We just can't get that. We have to drop this. That's not an option. That is not an option. So it's kind of a shame that we can't get this, but we can't. Yeah, but we can, you know, we can steal Undeniable later, but from Juggernaut. But anyway, I need to find a character that's Bonk Shutter of Stacks. I mean, let's try this one. That is... Nope. Wait, that is a Juggernaut? That is a... What was this character? A Juggernaut with Paradoxica? Plus 4 Crown of Ice. What the hell? What was this character even? Yeah, sorry, I was thinking Real Cardin could probably outdamage at the top end, but that's probably the best for a second character. Yeah. With Nimis? Yeah, what was I using here? Awakened GMP. Oh, Molten Strike. It's a Molten Strike character. Okay, let's try to do tier 17 with this. Is there something that will screw me over? Probably not. What was this character even? Like, sorry guys, but like, before we're gonna start POBing, I need to find a character that's kind of gonna match what I needed before. I wonder what's like the max hit on this character and stuff. We have endurance charges. It's a Mage Blood. We have Mage Blood here. Why am I picking stuff even up? I don't know. How do you guys like the changes to the map system? No more tier 17 is going to have nightmare maps, which are going to be for fragments, which is still going to be super expensive, you know. And then we have this complete overhaul of the map system where you just don't find like strand maps or something like that, you just find tier 16s, period. That is so cool, man, I have to say. That is really cool. Was it with Aegis? Yes. How much armor? Oh, I have 250,000 armor on this character, but only 50 res because of Curse. Apparently, we were struggling with resistances. Okay, I'm gonna find the boss real fast and... Okay, some damage over time. I mean, this character did its work, I guess. This character did its work. I like the change with tiered maps. Yeah, such a good change. There's so many good... I'm so excited to see the greater gems. I'm hoping that we're gonna get some teasers today. What was that? What was this character? Oh! It's this bastard. You wanna see something cool? You wanna see something cool? I'm gonna show you. Bro, so many freaking maps, dude. Can I have a okay, perfect. Strand. I'm gonna show you something cool if this character even still works. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it should. This was one of the very few spellcasters I made. Very few spellcasters. But I made it when the Soul Eater did not have a cap. They changed it after that. This character was pretty fun because using Xerfes, you get the Soul Eater for 20 seconds after using a Volt skill. So that's what it was. It was still pretty tanky, this character though. I think. I only had 11,000 armor. Something probably has changed since then because something smells here, but yeah. I think that before when I made this character, the flasks were different. I think they were giving 20% damage reduction, so they changed it since then. What's up, Exiled Nasus? How are you doing? We are trying to well, we will be trying a little bit of everything today. This character, on the other hand, what is that? Molten Strike fires 2 additional projectiles. Oh my lord. Or you think this character is freaking old enough? Jeez, what is this even? Death's Door? Death's Door? It's not a catastrophe. How are you doing? I'm glad I cleared everything in standard. What is this Oh, it's a Molten Strike. Okay. Awakened Essential Claw, Awakened Conk Effect, Multi-Strike. I'm not gonna be playing that. More or less I can see what that is. First of all, I have 51 passive points to spend, so I'm just gonna skip that. What was this character, man? Alright, let's try this. Okay, this character is completely dead. It has gear on, though. Necrotic. That's actually pretty nice. Oh! This is the... I know what this is. This is the character from Frisia, the first Frisia. This character had like 500,000 elemental max hit. Insanely tanky this guy was. A foiled Nimbus. What's up, Osmosis? You build Nasus this game? Nope. Nope. I mean, you kinda could, honestly. Like, honestly, guys, like, Nasus from League is kinda like a Bone Shatter character in Path of Exile, isn't it? Like, you just get stacks. The more stacks you get, the more damage you get. It's literally Bone Shatter. It's Nasus. Is that Mob? Will be your League start? Probably Brutus, but I want to try Holy Hammers. I'm gonna show you what this is. Hold on a second. Oops. I had a thing over here. Somewhere. I think. Path of Exile. Okay, there we go.
Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the...
I really want to play with this.
Right, some hammers. You slam the ground to call down a hammer of justice from the sky. If this hits an enemy, an additional holy hammer will cascade forwards.
So this is the baseline version, how it works pretty much, I do believe, without any area modifiers and stuff.
Which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a
And when you expend a power charge, it looks like this.
power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause cascading slams. The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment.
I mean, I freaking love that skill, dude. Like, I pretty much never play slams. I pretty much never play slams, dude. So, like, this would be actually one of the first slammers I would ever play. And, I have to say, it would be really freaking cool. I'm freaking excited for that skill, I really am. Oh, and this is the character we were looking for, I think. More or less, right? This is more or less the character we were looking for. No, it's still not. Never mind. Never mind. This is the Juggernaut. Carnariux. Okay, let's take a look what this is. Hello, man. Isn't playing slams a piano? No. We're going to automate. We're only going to be using one slam by ourselves. And we're going to automate the remaining things. So, no. It's going to be good. If, the big question, if this is gonna work with scepters, because this is a freaking pet peeve of mine. It says here that it requires mace, scepter, or staff, but in patch notes it says that mace or staff only. They forgot to put scepter in there. And I'm really curious which one that's gonna be. Do you have enough access on power charge on the left side of the tree? Oh, generating power charges should be very easy. We can even use, if necessary, we can use support, get power charge on crit. That should be very easy. We also get additionally, as a Brutus build, since we have infinite amount of power on Warcries, we use this. And that gives us additional power charge generation. And what we're gonna do probably is we're gonna put another cluster jewel like this, the medium cluster jewel. And we're gonna put it over here and get this node twice. This way we get 25% increased attack damage pretty much always, and on top of that we get I do believe two charges per Warcry used. Not power charges, two random charges per Warcry used. Additionally, what we can do, medium cluster jewel, boom, exerted. Additionally, what we can do is if one of those is going to be oh, that's kind of nice too. Holy smokes. If one of those would be this, right? Mob's mentality again, which we're gonna think if this is even mandatory, right? Because it perhaps will not be. But what we can do on top of that is we can get warning call. That's going to give us 100% increased armor, which is kind of freaking nuts. Because pretty much the only weakness that this build has is we don't have that great physical damage mitigation, right? We have Arctic armor, we have like 11,000 armor, we have 75% block, which is cool. But this will help, and with this and with some other changes, some small changes, I'm pretty sure that we could get to, like, for example, 30,000 armor without, you know, big of a deal, without much issue, which would be really, really nice in total. So yeah, it shouldn't be a big problem, really. Shouldn't really be a big problem. All right, let's keep on looking for what I wanted to. Carnastralius. I hate rats. What was this character? I played a guardian. Dude, how many years ago was that? With memory vault, with shavs. Okay, this character is like 6 or 7 years or something. Quizmiter, Light of Stackinity. Light of Stackinity. Oh, there we go. That's the character I was looking for. Light of Stackinity, boys. This is like a very low volcanic fish. What? What is volcanic fissure? Oh, okay. I was testing different stuff here. Okay, I get it. I get it. Is volcanic fissure even like a playable skill, by the way? I really don't think it is, right? I mean, maybe if you... I don't know. Either way. Okie dokie. So, we will need this character. This is basically like a very low budget. Oh, this ring is actually kind of cool. But this is actually like a very low budget Brutus build, basic version. It's also old, so there's probably some things that I messed up here, but anyway, we're going to be experimenting with this guy. So what gems do we need? I think we need like 5 red, 1 blue. It's gonna be fine. So 1 red, 1 blue. Okay, that's fine. Fire penetration, LE focus, multi-strike, damage LE, smite, and weakness is circle. Alright, these guys we're gonna... This is gone. Volcanic fish I'm gonna keep, whatever. Okay, there we go. We're gonna test this guy out in a map. A human looking map. Tier 17 strands, perfect. No, they killed it. They killed what? So this is a classic Smite character, right? Basic stuff. The only difference is that it's Juggernaut instead of Chieftain, so I'm faster than the Chieftain, right? Way faster. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that stealing Undeniable on Chieftain would be necessarily a good idea. If anything, I would steal something else. Because if we're really going to be playing Holy Hammers, that means that... that means that we don't need that much attack speed. We're going to be focusing on hitting harder, but slower. So... basic stuff. Okay. We can't sell maps anymore. I mean, we will still be able to sell tier 17s. Also, they like killed Nasus. Killed Nasus. They also killed Blight really hard when it comes to map farming, so... Alright. So we have this character, right? It's called Light of Stackinity. Now we need to open POB. We need to find this character. Standard. Light of Stackinity. Import. 3.28 test. Boom. Let's enable flasks. Let's do the setup over here. So on this character, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but cover the Nash, whatever. Change the smite. Change to smite. Smite, boom. Guardian Pinnacle boss. I don't know, frenzy charges. Rage. I don't know, something like that, right? Something like this. It's not really important. I don't even think that this character is old. I don't even think that it has any rage generation, by the way. But never mind, it does. Okay. No more Nasus. For now, no. For now, we're focusing on PoE. Map tier system has changed. Yeah. You only have like... You basically have system from PoE 2. The only difference is that you can still pick whatever map you want to run. So... Which I think is a way better system. Alright, save this. And now, what would happen if I wanted to drop Smite completely? Remember the damage, guys? We had 4 million, right? And 3.5 on the Smite area thing. What would happen if I changed to a Sunder? Just Sunder, right? What would happen if I changed to Sunder? And Sunder would go Awaken Fire Pen with this, with that, maybe without that actually. I don't know, Pulverize. Something like Pulverize, something like Fist of War, I don't know. And first of all, Juggernaut is not going to be good. Okay. Okay. First of all, I think we need to change from Juggernaut to Chieftain. I think we'll have to change from Juggernaut to Chieftain. Nah, but this is going to be... This is not ideal either, man. Because this character is set up to be a little bit Damn it, dude. I stacked a lot of accuracy on this guy. So it's not gonna... It's kind of not gonna work either. I don't have a single Chieftain, dude, that has... Damn it. I don't have a single Chieftain on standard right now that has appropriate items. Well... I mean, it's fine. It's fine, dude. It's not really fine, though. Ruthless. So we had... See, we had 7.5 million damage on the previous character. On this one, we would have, I don't know, about 5 on Sunder. So that's how much better Smite is over something like baseline Sunder. Okay? Sunder's damage effectiveness is 650, 75% attack speed multiplier. I mean, there is a very good chance that this is going to shotgun a little bit. There is a very good chance that this is going to shotgun a little bit, right? But we'll see exactly how this is going to work. But this one has 440 plus 20% more damage when expending power charge. Also, we don't know if these are going to be like the final numbers, right? Unfortunately. But Divine Sunder. Almost. I will not be able to experiment with this guy over here, though. But Let me see the gems. Gems remove only. Do I have high level Sunder somewhere? No. Do I have any slam whatsoever? Leap slam. Leap slam, volcanic fissure, tectonic slam level 21. No, man. Freaking no. I do not trust holy hammers yet. I kind of do, man. Like, holy hammers look so freaking cool. Not gonna lie. I kind of do. How do we approach this? Because I'm gonna explain what I'm trying to do right now. What I'm trying to do is basically I think this is the Brutus from the previous league that when I decided to stop going forward. Okay, there we go. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to simulate a situation where I can't do it because I don't have a similar character here, but I'm trying to simulate the situation where I have a character in PvP and how much I can push the damage when it comes to slam versus smite, right? And I know that smite hits twice and probably nothing's gonna be close, but if holy hammers do shotgun a little bit, then there is a potential that these are actually going to hit harder than smite. There is a potential. Do we need power charge source of holy hammer? Yes, but it's not going to be a problem whatsoever. I really don't think it's going to be a problem at all. So we should be fine when it comes to that. We have even while mapping, we have a source of power charge generation with this. With this, our power charges should be up pretty much very often. And against bosses, we're probably going to be using something like power charge on crit or something like that, depending on how hard this skill is going to shotgun while expending power charge, right? It all depends on this. All right. So we are dropping this. We have 26 million damage, about that much. We're gonna put Sunder in there for now. We're gonna put Sunder. Since we don't have holy hammers, so we don't know what the potentially the difference would be. The corruption is useless here, so we lose a little bit damage, but that's fine. Just forget about it. Alright, critical strike damage. This. That. Ruthless would probably be fine. I can't do any of these. I definitely need Pulverize, that's for sure. And I don't know, man. Ruthless even, maybe. Fist of War would be fantastic, by the way. If you're not attacking all the time, this would be fantastic. This will be way more damage, generally speaking. Especially boosted a 60% increased area of it. And we would definitely have to use this for like clearing and stuff. We would definitely have to use this. I'm just gonna put Fist of War in there. Alright, so this would look something like that. So damage on Sunder baseline is about 2 times lower. Which is a lot. Compared to Smite. Well, it would be a little bit better than that because it would be a little bit better than that. It would be a little bit better. But all in all, I want to like PoE, but it feels like I'm going to the uni again using other programs. Websites doesn't help. It is kind of like that, but I think that once you get the glimpse of what PoE can be, it's super fun. I also have to remove these, but for now it doesn't matter. All right, save this as 3.28 testing, whatever. Alright, so 12.6 is the number. The plan is simple, guys. The plan is very simple. We want to make this number go up. That's what we need to do. That's how we transition from strikes to slams. I'm still not sure what to play for the had a blast with Molten Strike to 3.27, but I'm not sure if I want to return. What are your plans for the new league? Well, there is the play tested and save option, which is you can just go Brutus of Divine Judgment, my build from like the previous 2 leagues. The general idea is that you're stacking a little bit. You're stacking strength in the beginning, buying Brutus day 1 for 1 chaos. Nobody uses this. It's an insanely cheap item and very easy to acquire. And you get yourself this and basically get some very cheap unique items like this one for 1 chaos. This is going to be cheap early on. This is for 1 chaos. And you stack strength and you get like good damage, very good tankiness because you're playing chieftain, so you get 90 all rest for free. You get additional strength from that. You get infinite Warcry power, so you get infinite endurance charges from that. That's the general idea, right? It's good. It's a very good league starter, and it's tested. It's going to work. It didn't get nerfed in 3.28. If anything, maybe we got buffed. We don't know what the greater gems are, and some other stuff. So yeah. Long story short, this is what it is. Alright, how do I make this number go up? How do I make this number go up? That is literally the only thing I care about, is we want to make this number go up. So after Act 10, we switch to Holy Hammer, if Holy Hammer good. Maybe even before that. Maybe even before that. Although it's probably not going to be great. It's probably not going to be that great if we're not going to have power charge generation. At the same time, if you're gonna look at this, right? If you're gonna look at this.
Let's go over a few examples.
The skill doesn't even look it doesn't necessarily even look worse than Sunder. Even if you don't expend endurance charges, right? It's pretty much Sunder without expending endurance charges. Excuse me, power charges. And then when you expend power charges, it looks like this. Just freaking insane. So we could honestly like freaking start using that skill right off the bat. Is there a way to like get some very easy power charge generation early on? Like early on, because later it's easy, but early on, can you get like power charge easily? Power charges. Power charge. Effects on monsters, skill gems. With Assassin's Mark, it's gonna help a little bit, but this will give us like a power charge from time to time, but do you have a POB for the build, or where can I find it? I'm going to be uploading everything related to this on YouTube tomorrow or in 2 days. But generally speaking, you could just like literally check my videos from the last league, because the build is for the most part unchanged. The only difference is that there might be change depending on how good this skill is. So, when is this coming out? On Friday. The PoE 1 league on Friday. So very soon. Alright, we need to figure out a way to get power charges easily. This is not one of those. And I mean like a very, very good amount of, you know, power charge generation. I mean, there's Vol's Protect. I'm just kidding. I mean, unique items are kind of out of the question, not gonna lie. Items. Shaper bows. Shaper helmets on kill. Maximum power charges. Gain a power charge after spending a total of 200 mana. Power charge on critical strike. Staff. Okay, so long story short, on the items, like here, it's not gonna happen. Succeeded gems are supported by level 10 power charge and critical strike. This is once again staves. Then we have nope. Then we have Redeemer, power charge and kill. Nope. Then we have, what is this? Oh! I mean, it's 7%, dude. It's 7%. There's corruption on Brutus you can get to give yourself power charges. But that's 7%, that's not enough. There's no way that this is enough. No way. No, no way. Some synth stuff. Critical strike chance per power charge. Crit multi per power charge. Power charging freaking boosts. Minimum 8% on kill. We still need to be able to generate them against bosses though. For a single target. I mean, there's pretty much power charge and crit. It is what it is. I guess it's just power charge and crit support. That's pretty much it. %10 to get on that. 10% is nothing. There's the assassin, and that's it. Oh, we'll be using Assassin's Mark, but that's not going to be enough. We need to have a power charge every hit, pretty much. So, the only thing that comes to my mind is we'll have to use power charge and critical strike support. Well, this support is also not that bad because it does give you 4% more damage per power charge. We do have access to one more power charge. Very easily, like over here. So I mean, that's, I guess we'll do it. That would, I guess, be fine. Something like that. I don't know. 64% chance though to gain power charge and critical strike. How much would it be level 1 and 0 quality? It's still 4% more damage per power charge and 35% chance to gain the power charge and critical strike. You know, guess what? Like, this would be pretty insane if you had level 1 power charge and critical strike imbued with, like, this thing, right? Like, imbued with random strength support effect. If you had that on this skill, that would be pretty freaking nuts. Because that would be all the power charge generation we would ever need. And on top of that, we would be getting more damage. That would be like best in slot support for the skill, period. That would be like a really good support. And until then, you would just have to use it like by yourself, right? You just have to use it by yourself. You'd have to invest into some crit, and you would have to use it by yourself. And then that's long story short. Alright, but how do we boost our damage further? So let's just say that we actually have this enhancement. We do get very good chance here on the critical strike. We do get power charges from Mob's Mentality. We do get power charge generation from this. So all in all, and we do get power charge generation from Assassin's Mark. So all in all, that would be enough, I think. On crit and endurance charge, supports are the same. Level 1 is enough. Yeah. Yeah, so that would be good. That would be good enough. Alright. So the only thing that we care about now is to make this number go up. That's it. We want to make this number go up. This we would need to throw away. First of all, I'm pretty sure that Auto Exertion, General's Cry, Enlighten? Drop this, drop that. So next patch, obviously, they're gonna be costing 20. Intimidating cry. Intimidating cry over here. Boom. So for the next 2 attacks, exertion is gonna give double damage. General's cry is literally here for, well, could I just freaking drop that completely though? I mean, the good thing about that is it casts every 3 seconds, even less than that. So that's kind of nice. That's really nice. Just add 1,000% damage. Thanks, man. What would be another cry that we would want to use? Will we even want to do all of that to like do the... I don't know, man. What about Enduring Cry? Hold on. And I was also using Battle Mage's Cry on this build. I really don't think that this would be a good idea at this point. Enduring Cry is 30%, bada beam, bada boom. Okay, so that doesn't need... Okay. So yeah, if we wanted to do that, we would have to be using Intimidating Cry without anything here, period. And our mana would be about 25% left over now. And that's, I think, perfect, isn't it? I think it's perfect. Well, we could also do like the cooldown reduction here, something to get Intimidating Cry more often. And then we would need to get Warcry speed, cooldown recovery rate. There we go. Cooldown recovery rate, and boom. 10% chance to exert 3 additional attacks, debilitate, minimum of 10 pa. None of these are freaking good. I mean, we gained like actually decent amount of damage so far compared to the previous version. We actually did, and we save 1 socket over here. And on top of that, let me think. Why did I lose so much max hit? What happened? I don't even know. Well, whatever. We're gonna think about it later. Build is looking good, leaning towards Brutus or a totem build to start. The new hammers look skill look amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for the hammer skill. We'll see how good or bad it's gonna be. I'm really excited for it. It's actually, if actually it's going to shotgun a little bit, it's gonna make it really cool. Something I haven't been using forever, and I have no idea why though, guys. I mean, I know why, because I've been using elemental weakness, elemental focus all the time. This mastery over here is freaking amazing. Not this one. This one. All damage with maces and scepters inflict chill. That is crazy good. That is basically every hit you slow the action speed of monsters by 30%. This is such a good defensive mechanic. It really is. This is amazing defensively. Even against bosses, you're gonna slow them down by 30%. I haven't been using that for forever. I don't know why. And with this build, it's freaking crazy good. Even this one is kind of good, this mastery, but you can't have 2, unfortunately, because the other mace. I mean, maybe you could do that actually, if you really wanted to. Maybe this cluster over here. This is damage. This damage will be converted to fire, by the way. It doesn't show over here, but I'm pretty sure that this will get converted to fire from this. Non-unique jewels cause small notable passive skills and radius to grant. Non-unique jewels cause increase in reductions in other damage types and large radius to be transferred. Yeah, this will turn into fire. I don't know why it doesn't here. This will turn into fire. This will turn into fire and area. This will turn into fire and area, and this will be also turned into fire and area. And then you could get additional 20% area if you really wanted more area, I guess. This is something you could do. What's up, Kemho? I'm glad you're happy, Louis K. Are you gonna play this game? Gonna play PoE on League Start? Man, I just wish I could freaking playtest that like in game, but I just can't, man. We can't do anything. Like actually, we actually can't do anything at all. What was this character? Stack and Pack? Have you seen Shyvana rework? What do you think about her abs? Would you... I'm not even going to say anything to that. Oh, guys, remember this. Melee hits which stun have 50% chance to fortify. Flask 10% increased effect. 1.5 crit. Remember this? That's kind of busted, no? Double strike of momentum I was using there. What? I kind of want to test it. Hold on. Here's my strands. I kind of want to test it. Hold on. But maybe we should test it on a tier 17 instead. That's freaking stupid. Fortress. Do I have a fortress map somewhere? Nope, not a single one. Damn it. Okay, let's try this. Bro, what is this attack speed? I've always wanted to use this skill, by the way. I've always wanted to use this skill. Like in like a real build, you know. And I never had the opportunity. I'm not even doing that much damage with it. More attack speed for each stage, so in total it's 140% more attack speed later. A series, I think she looks even weaker than now. Q, not AoE, she lost huge movement speed buff. Is that so? Finally they're reworking her at least, after freaking 7 years. They've been saying. It's a really cool build, guys, by the way. We have 2 skills that we use on this build. KKW. Oh shoot. Okay. That's the showcase. Let's go next. The Touch of Dog. 10 million armor. Guys, this character is like this character is from Delirium League. From 3 point. This character is from League 3.8, I think. I wonder if I still have the freaking broken cluster jewels on her. Bro, she still has the stuff. No, never mind. I took the clusters away. Where are they, damn it? Introspection. Oh, there they are. Look at these. Look at these bad boys. I wonder how much they would cost. These bases nowadays. I'm really curious. These are the legacy increased effect of non-curse aura skills from your skills. Medium cluster jewels. Like, I know it's standard. They're the legacy freaking energy from within. these like 10 years old. These 3 guys. They're so freaking old, dude. But I have Baldos here. But oh, the wildfires, bro. Like you could get +4 molten strike projectiles with this shit. Literally, oh, never mind. It's limited to 1, so it's +2. It's just +2. But yeah. But these would be... I wonder if someone is selling those. Ah, it's still keepers, hold on. Standard. Safe. I need to check. What? There's no freaking way, though. There's no way, though. Okay, never mind. Alright. The long story short, that I don't have the character that I need. What the hell is Holy Hammer? The new skill, that they are adding. This patch looks like this. Here's the baseline version, just by using it without any shenanigans. And then you can expand the power charge to make it much better, much stronger. This is how it looks like when you expand power charges. Long story short, it's looking really good, especially if you're going to consider using it with some area boosting modifiers. So if you're gonna invest some area as well, then this is going to be freaking amazing. The only problem is that we don't know the numbers, right? The only problem is that we don't know the numbers. I am not 100% sure about this though anymore. I think that the only way this would ever work with a slam is if we used Berserker. Warcry exert twice as many attacks. I don't think that's ever gonna work. Like this, if we wanted to use it by ourselves, this has insane 8-second cooldown, and we're gonna exert 2 attacks only. Okay, 3 attacks with this. That is not good enough, man. I really don't think that's good enough. On paper, it says that it still gives me a shitload of damage. But how... I don't even understand how is that true. How is that 30% more damage? What? Why? It's only 3 attacks. How is that possible that it's only... Okay, the cooldown recovery rate is lower. Okay, it's actually not 8 seconds. Fair enough. We have 40% cooldown recovery rate here. We have 30% cooldown recovery rate here. We have some cooldown recovery rate here. Okay, so it's Warcry. Warcry. I need a list of all Warcries in the game. Right now. Okay, so... So this is for strike skills. This is out of the question. Okay. This auto exertion. Battle Mage's Cry. Trigger a supported spell with... That's out of the question. Enduring Cry we use by default ourselves. For Giga Regen and never-ending endurance charges. In the future though, this is something that we could actually stop using. Not gonna lie. No. I mean, no, I don't know. Infernal Cry, Combust. Intimidating Cry for Dabru. Rallying Cry. Exert the next 5 melee attacks you perform. Exerted attacks deal 5% more damage per affected ally, up to a maximum of 25%. Damn it, dude. This is broken, but we don't have allies nearby. This is freaking broken as hell. This is really good. Shit. Seismic Cry. Exert next 6 melee slam attacks you perform. Exerted attacks have 50% more area. Okay, I found it. That's freaking amazing. And this doesn't exert anything at all. Okay, Seismic Cry would be freaking fantastic to put in there. Seismic Cry would be great. Seismic Cry. That's 50% more area pretty much permanently. Pretty much permanently, dude. We are still above the mana cap, 4%. We would need to invest 1 cluster into mana reservation. And what I mean is probably this one. and we would be golden with this. But this would give us 3 war cries, 4 with Enduring Cry, but I mean this doesn't exert anything, so that doesn't count. And with this, we would be able to use exertion. Auto, no. What is the skill for what is this name skill that gives you damage based on how many attacks are exerted? With Sentinels of Purity from Herald of Purity, and then this Warcry works good. Yeah, but that's a wasted 25% mana reservation. That's not gonna do it. Feel like any melee build without shield can do endgame like tier 17s? Ah, that's not true. You can even stack endurance charges on Juggernaut and you're golden, pretty much. It has a shotgun, right? We don't know. We don't know how hard it's going to shotgun. But this looks nice. This looks nice. I would have literally like every slam would have 50% more area of effect. That would be massive area. Really, really massive. That would be some really good area. And then 3 slams after this would be double damage. And then we have General's Cry for... I shit you not. At this point, I could actually drop General's Cry to save 20% mana. I don't think we would need that anymore. I'm not sure if we would need that anymore. With these guys just proccing over and over and over again. I don't think we would need that anymore. Legitimately. So Metal Maiden. How's the stream? Good, great. So we could put at this point literally anything else here if we wanted to use the support. Exert it. Overexertion, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So General's Cry, let's just say we want to use Battle Mage's Cry here instead. Is there anything useful here still? This is no. Combust the first time they deal a melee hit. I mean, this combust thing, let's just say. On Infernal Cry. That'll be fine. Infernal Cry. Okay, there we go. So we have 3 now. We have 3 now. And then Overexertion. And at this point, Overexertion would give us about... Well, but that's before the nerf. That would be 10% more and 14% more by default. Well, isn't Seismic and Intimidating Cry need to cast manually to gain the bonuses? To gain the bonuses, yes, but I was only thinking about the setup where you get as many war cries as possible to get the bonuses from them for the exerted attacks, not for the bonuses from the war cry itself. So here, 50% more area for melee slams after you war cry, and Intimidating Cry double damage for 2 attacks you perform, and so on, right? Only problem is that war cries cannot exert travel skills. We would need to get this also. So that's like 4 points in total. Not 3. This is mandatory, right? And then we would maybe have to get that as well. I don't know. Nah, I take it back. Ah, never mind. Without this. Can craft on jewelry? This thing? Warcries cannot exert travel skills? Let me see. That's crazy if that's the case. Travel skills. Oh shoot. You can do that on the belt as well. Yeah, that's freaking fantastic. It's a suffix, okay. It costs 1 alchemy orb. Okay, that's really good. On belt, I would freaking craft that for sure. Especially on chieftain, we don't need these resistances because we have this, right? So we'll be fine. Okay, so that's kind of nice. But the mana would be the problem. The mana would be a small problem. Because they nerfed the auto-exertion from 15 to 20%. So we really have two options. We can either invest into Warcries, or we can not invest into them at all. We have two options, basically. So, I don't know. Like, just keep what it was, right? So, drop this. Do General's Cry. General's Cry? Yes. Do General's Cry here, literally for the permanent charge generation from Mob's Mentality, right? And for permanent Onslaught, and for permanent rage generation. Just literally keep this for 20% mana cost, and then add Flesh and Stone for the damage reduction. It's a Sand Stance, right? That is the second option. And then spend the remaining points, like, you know, just freaking get damage or something. Well, and that's going to be... Again, it all depends on how good or bad this skill is. It's like, I am really excited to see what this is going to be looking at this, right? Like, even in maps, you would think that this skill already looks better than Sunder, or at least pretty much equal to Sunder. Excuse me, even like during the campaign, right? But then when you expend power charges, it's an absolute freaking monster. I'm sorry, but that looks so much freaking fun. So what it does is normally it like drops 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cascade up to 2 times. And then you drop additional 2 hammers, and they both cascade 2 times. So in total, it's 9 times. That's why it looks like this. That's why the area looks so freaking massive. I mean, here's the question: like, if you expend the power charge, and you're gonna get additional hammers, what they're gonna do against bosses? They don't freaking show here. What are they gonna do against bosses? These additional hammers? Are they gonna just like freaking pop all? Are they all gonna pop on the boss or something for like giga damage? Is it possible? First hammer in each cascade deals 100% more. There is no freaking way that it's gonna do that much damage. There's no freaking way. So what are these additional hammers gonna do? I don't freaking know, man. No way, maybe additional overlap? What's up, Abdullah? New build? Yes and no. The principle is the same as before. We're just trying to cook it with a different skill. The skill that they're adding. That skill is sus as of now. Like, both skills that I want to play with, both of them are sus. Because you know the second skill I wanted to play with? Potentially, if this is not going to work as well as I thought. The second skill I wanted to do is this one. The Holy Strike. We could try to do that also. Because what it says in patch notes is that when you attack, it spawns additional weapons. And these weapons will also hit every time you hit. So this is basically like, well, we don't know the numbers again, but that's a minion. This minion scaling though. Yeah, but you could still use it by yourself if you wanted, right? I think. Maybe. Yeah, this one looks the coolest, man. This one looks the coolest by far. This one is looking the coolest by far. Does have requirements though. You need to have power charge and critical strike. Either like, you know, a support or, you know, this thing. Where is it? Or this thing, right? You need to have this. Or like something else and, you know, level... Nah, it would be the best if you had that, right? For sure. Also, this POB is unoptimized because you would probably, if you really wanted to do this and a slam like that, we would most likely have to drop the attack speed from Jules. We probably wouldn't want to invest into that much attack speed. And, you know, the build will be a little bit slower to navigate through the maps. But I don't think it will be a big problem. And we would want to invest into different stats on these Jules. Like, mostly probably crit multi. To make the exertions, like, stronger, like, you know, in comparison, right? And stuff. You can go Rolakash late game. Oh, I forgot about. Oh, we wouldn't need this at all. I forgot about that completely. This would be completely useless, and also this would be completely useless. The Vol Strike skills target one additional nearby enemy. We wouldn't need that anymore. So that's kind of nice. Kind of nice. This cluster would could probably go as well, to be honest. This one would be better now. You know what? I'm gonna save it. We know what to do. We know what to do in case the skill is busted. In case like it's like shotguns bosses or something like that with this power charge expenditure, we know what to do. There aren't going to be many changes compared to like strike skills. There are not going to be many changes. They're really not going to be many. So it's going to be easy to just like jump into it straight up after that, if necessary. Dude, this cluster is 20% more damage. So that's gonna be easy to do. What about some other concepts? I mean, there is a trickster that we almost made. I do believe that this character is bricked now because I don't have the clusters anymore. I had one passive voices here. So I can't even show you guys how tanky this character was, I think. Unless I can. 80 already? No, it's dead. I think it's dead. We had 1.4 million armor here. Holy smokes. I think it's dead. Unless I have voices somewhere. I think it's dead. So I'm gonna show you this one. This guy is naked. The only thing he has is long neck. this guy is... Oh. This guy has 21,000 ES. Ah, the freaking Crucible. The Crucible items. No, it's not Crucible. It's Score. That was 3.16 League, by the way. That was 3.16, bro. I was using Claws. With Wild Strike? I was using Wild Strike on this character? Are you kidding me? Are we freaking serious? What are these Oh, okay. Bro, boots with adds 2 to 4 fire damage to attacks per 10 strength. What the hell? That's so crazy. That's so crazy, dude. Attributes global defenses. Great Wolf. Man, I have 21 without even helicals. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Helical ring. I have to have some good helicals somewhere. On one of my characters. I kind of want to see what this Carnastralis. I kind of want to see what this character is. Maybe I'm gonna have helical here. What is this? Strength, intelligence. Holy frick. Okay, it's minus. Oh my lord. It's minus crit multi though, but that's fine. I kind of want to see how much ES we're gonna have. I'm pretty sure that, yep, this is Legacy Shaper's Touch. I know this is nothing too crazy because this is not a dedicated energy shield stacker, but he has 26,000 though. He has 26k. The damage is much lower though because of the crit multi. How much crit multi do I have now? 181? Are you kidding me? Going critical. Gems. Critical damage support, boom. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, let's do a map with this guy, shall we? I should. Okay, let's do a pinnacle boss. What do you guys want to see? Which one we're doing? I don't even know if this character has like some regeneration or something like that. I don't know. Let's do Shaper. Let's do Shaper. Oh, you have to. I forgot. I mean, we're doing some negative damage with this wall strike, not gonna lie. We're doing negative damage. Yeah, it's like my builds though, like on most of my builds in the past, I had 2 buttons on my freaking over there. I didn't like to use more than 2, but to have like more than 2 skills in my bar over here. So that was the majority of my characters in the past, pretty much. Why do I even have elusive? What? Wild Strike, Nightblade support. What the hell? Okay, you know what? This is gonna take too long. I mean, screw it. Let's see the tankiness, right? I I'm using Wild Strike, dude. let me change it to something else. I should have something better. I'm using Wild Strike, man. Wild Strike, Awakened Ancestral Cold, Critical, Awakened Multi, Awakened Ellie, and Nightblade. Do you have anything better than this? Infernal Blow. Let's go, baby. Lightning Strike of Arcing. I don't even know if that's gonna do anything, dude. I mean, we can just use Smite, right? Ah, crap. Shoot. I have to change the colors. I have to change the colors in that thing. Or just do Lightning Strike of Arcing. For now. I don't know if it's gonna be better, but we might find out. So much text, dude. I mean, if I could regenerate, then I guess the tankiness would be fine. Nah, I mean, this doesn't do damage, man. Wild Strike is really fun for farming. I wish they did something to the skill that it would have a little bit better single target damage, because the skill is so much fun. It's just the single target is non-existent with this. That was always its problem. Do I have the cluster jewels that... No, never mind. I thought I had cluster jewels with additional projectiles here, but nope. I don't. Dude, but this number is so beautiful, though. Such a beautiful number. Okay, so we do that much damage with Wild Strike, and with this... it's literally the same, pretty much. We would need Nimbus, I guess. Guess we would need Nimbus for something like this to make it, you know, human. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not like we're gonna be making a character like this, right? Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. There is one important thing I need to test after, you know, after we're done with this. We need to test and experiment with the new belt. I forgot its name, but the shrine one, you know. I really need to see what this build is possibly capable of. Okay. Thanks for nothing. Alright guys, so imagine the situation, right? Let's imagine the situation. I'm gonna save that, whatever. Imagine the situation. We have Inquisitor, Inquisitor. Okay, more or less something like that. No grafts, perfect. More or less something like this. Imagine if we had built like this without Mage Blood, right? Which obviously destroys my defenses, but we can do something about that. It's not gonna be a big problem. Without Mage Blood, but with the belt that gives us guaranteed crit and 50 res and 10 to all max. After 10 to all max, it's trivial to get to 90 all res or like 88, 89 or something like that. It's not gonna be a problem at all. Of course, that also means that all these flasks will be completely gone, but that also means at the same time that we could utilize +1 ring from the bloodline over here. Because it's really balanced, right? Because with this belt, if you don't have flasks, you can just get this. Utility flasks are disabled, and you can get this. And you can still use tincture, right? Because it's not a utility flask, it's a tincture. So I mean, that's busted. So what are we thinking? With a guaranteed crit, obviously, we don't need Inquisitor anymore. We could pick a completely different class. We could pick a completely different class. I don't know what this class would be. On a build like this, Shaper's Touch is absolutely mandatory. This is pretty much giving us all of our ES, so we cannot replace that. So I was thinking about Champion with +10 Fortify gloves, but we can't replace these. It's just not possible, which is a problem. So, what would be a class that would be broken with this? What's up, Christine? At the CPU, what's up, man? Hopefully we can cook something good before the next league start. What could possibly be the option? How much accuracy do I have on this character right now? How much accuracy do I have? I have 4,000. That's not an option. I was thinking about Juggernaut for a second, but I mean, it does say that Undeniable gives me 23% more damage, but please, dude. Please. That's not gonna do it. Man. Nah, man, nah, we can't do that, nah. We can't do this. Can we? Is it available already? No, on Friday. The league start is on Friday. Duelist? But I'm not gonna have any use from that because this build is a little bit different. We're not gonna have a lot of jewels in proximity. I mean, there's still champion, but like, I don't know, man. This is not very good now, is it? This is not very good if you don't really have a lot of fortification above 20, and we're not gonna have a lot of fortification above 20. Thanks for the cheer, man. Cook it up. I'm gonna try my best. to give you guys something good. Well, the 30% aura effect is not very good either on a build like this. The champion is out of the question. Then we have Slayer for like raw damage, right? We could do Slayer for raw damage. But it's still probably not the synergy I was looking for. I'm not gonna lie. It's still probably not the synergy I was looking for. This is out of the question. I mean, this is really nice for clear, and also good for this overall is pretty nice. I mean, Slayer has a lot of additional damage, but like I don't know if he has more than this guy. Honestly, this is 30% more damage. Also, Instruments of Virtue. It's kind of busted. And other than that, okay, sure. Guardian doesn't have anything other than that, because this we're getting from the belt, so sure. But I mean, still, man. These guys know. Another freaking Trickster. But Trickster got waxed, bro. Trickster is so... I don't want to say he's shit, but... Dude, when I look at Trickster, holy smokes, he got destroyed. He lost attack speed too? Oh no. Trickster got waxed. Well, Assassin is definitely not an option. We could also try to do something with Elementalist, but guess what they did to her? They removed the buff effect from golems, so that's also not an option. Elementalist is kind of dead. Area of effect per power charge, damage per power charge, gain a power charge, spending 200 mana. Well, finding something better is gonna be rough than Inquisitor, for sure. You can't use Rite of Ruin with CI, right? Unless you have life regenerate. No, I don't think it's ever gonna work. Because you're gonna degen from your one life and you're gonna die. I mean, it's always how it worked. No, it's pretty much always how it's been. More damage, 40%. That's not gonna happen. Well, let's take a look at some other characters that I had here. Let's keep these over here, because why not? And there is the most basic build of all time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you, but this is the most basic build of all time. This was a character I think that was getting. Yeah, this was Aegis character. I think I was using. Yeah, it was a double strike character. Double strike, close combat, scissor call, multi strike, melee splash, impale support. I don't know how many years ago I freaking made this character, but so it was honestly pretty alright. In this scenario, we are assuming we got the belt we want, right? Yeah, but I was just like I was just like checking if the problem. It's so hard to replace Inquisitor in a scenario like this. It's so incredibly hard to do that. Is because he gets like 100% crit for free from literally just 2 points. That's disgusting, man. It really is. It really is disgusting. That being said, like, we could also do the same thing. We could just like not switch from Inquisitor. There's another option. We could just not switch from this guy and just find a belt with Echoing Shrine instead. And still get guaranteed crit and still get Instruments of Virtue. Will be very easy, very fast to stock up now because you're like literally teleporting around the map with Lightning Warp at the speed of light. Right? Or even Acceleration Shrine or something. I mean, Echoing is better. And this gives us additional bonus of... Like, you pretty much always get 15 Wither stacks on enemies because you hit so often. So Echoing with Resistance Shrine, all the flasks are gone. And instead of these points over here, I do believe I had before, right? Instead of these points, which we're not really going to need that much anymore, you just get this. What is this? Nameless. And you just get this. Boom. You get additional ring. Alright, let's experiment with it. Screw it. I'm gonna drop Mage Blood. Without Mage Blood, we have no armor though. This is a problem. Without Mage Blood, we basically have no armor, but it's fine. Alright, so what happens? So we have 2 shrines. I don't remember what this belt is also provides. I think chaos resistance and what else? What are the stats that this belt provides? So we have Echoing Shrine plus 200%. Okay, excuse me, 7% more action speed. Okay, hold on. Shrine. There we go. And Resistance Shrine. There we go. So at this point, nah, I mean that's freaking busted. That's so freaking busted, dude. At this point, we would need to figure out how to get armor. Resistance is gonna be easy peasy, right? Resistance should be very easy. First of all, I don't need melding anymore. I forgot. We don't need melding anymore. We have 86, 90, 86 with this. Bro, how freaking broken is that, man? Oh my lord. How disgusting is this? You don't even need to touch that anymore. You're done. Literally, you're done with resistances. You could just get the additional, like, I don't know, you could get like +2 from that or something, and you're golden, really. You're sitting at 88. How freaking broken is this? It really is, man. It really is, bro. And then you have double damage, more than that, because and then you move around the map at double speed basically. Dude. Here's the important question. I'm gonna keep that over here. Here's the important question, guys. Here is the important question. That's an important question, isn't it? Life and int? Oh, a little bit of int. Okay. Does anyone have like any confirmation or anything like that whatsoever? Will these work with? I mean, I'm sure we don't, right? There's no way we have any confirmation. At this point, the only thing I would need on this build is to like reach like a 50,000-60,000 armor. And we would be golden, pretty much. What did we lose other than that? We lost regeneration. We lost regeneration from that. We didn't freaking lose anything, really. We lost stun immunity. Wow, big freaking whoop. We didn't really lose anything, bro, at all. It's not worth if we don't use this. They talked about it in this stream. I guess it's confirmed that it works with ghoul. Bro, what the hell? That's so broken, though. 75% increased effective shrines. So, like, you basically get... but echoing... Here's the problem. I don't think that echoing shrine is gonna work with this. Sure, it says 100% more and more cast speed and attack speed, but I'm pretty sure how Echoing Shrine works is that what it says, what it does is just skill repeats additional time. I don't think that Ghoul is gonna work with this. I really don't think so. I'm really not sure if Ghoul is gonna work with this. How much damage would I lose? How much damage would I lose if I dropped Crown of Ice? Okay, it's all of my damage. It's literally all of my damage. It's Crown of Ice. I can't drop that. I can't drop this. You know, we could use Heavy Strike of freaking Fartus. I'm gonna be farting a lot. And then, nah, that's a completely different build at this point. Nah. And you could count on you to make a Holy Hammers build. We're gonna try to cook something up, my friend. We're gonna give it a try. Oh, but I forgot that we don't have a ring here yet, right? So, boom. Aspect of the cat. Please remove that. So, boom. That being said, this is going to be less. I mean, first of all, these rings are obviously far from ideal, because we don't really need that intelligence anymore on those. So they're far from ideal, but we would need to do something like that for the next patch. So we have 1800. How much intelligence? 1800. So that'll be minus 90%. To 90 increased maximum energy shield. How to freaking wait, 90% for me is only is only 7. What? No, that has to be 90 flat. Yeah, it's 90 flat. I don't know how to freaking reduce that by 90%, but whatever. 90% reduced maximum energy shield. Maybe that. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we will be sitting at 15,000 energy shields still. Obviously, the maximum resistances we would easily be able to cap at 9090. So this is 300,000 max hit for elemental in total. We would be easily able to cap that shit without any issues. Like, actually, I would do my pathing on this build a little bit different, just to get the +2 over here. Like, I shit you not, and then like finish 90 all res with +2 joules, and that's it. That's what I would do, and we would be done. Okay, but you know, with Echoing Shrine, with this setup, we would have about 230 million Shaper DPS. So that's kind of freaking cool. And we would literally fly through maps. I wonder if a build like this would be worth much more than Mage Blood. What do you guys think? With Echoing Shrine and with Resistance Shrine, it could be pretty expensive, no? I think it would be pretty freaking expensive, guys. I'm afraid so. I'm afraid it will be pretty expensive. Most likely more expensive than Mage Blood, let's be honest. There's a very good chance. But yeah, to make it good, I would need to like figure out how to get to like the 100,000 armor, and this build would actually be freaking insane. But again, this build might be worth freaking 2 mirrors or something like that. So you know what I'm saying. The damage is pretty cracked though. About 250 million Shaper. And this is without the grasp hands, obviously, and this is also without the bonuses that we'll be receiving this patch. Oh, this is without Awakened Multi-Strike either. Huh. Okay. Okay then. Well, it would be cool for like general gameplay. This would not be like a Valo destroyer or anything like that, but it would be extremely fun to play. We would like literally just freaking teleport through maps, and for like tier 16 content and like all the juiced maps and stuff like that, anything that's not deep delve or anything that's not deep delve or like Valdos, like voided Valdos, because regular Valdos you would still do no problem, but anything that's not that, like you will be just able to like freaking annihilate in seconds with this, which is kind of cool. And the area would be massive too. What about other shrines? Hold on. So here we have, wow, that's kind of cool. That's honestly kind of cool too. That is really cool. 100 armor, evasion, and maximum energy shield. And then you would get ghoul for 75% increased effect. 175 armor and an energy shield. Wow. 175. So the all crit. Which guys do you think is going to be the most expensive one? Diamond, acceleration, or echoing? Because acceleration also has its benefits. Acceleration gets boosted by shrine effect. Echoing doesn't. Acceleration in maps is gonna be busted beyond belief. And then you have Diamond, which is, you know, Diamond's gonna be expensive too. What do you think about Holy Sweep? The problem with Holy Sweep that you can only use it with two-handers. And I'm not 100% sure if this is it. Holy Sweep could kind of be cool in many places though, when there's like a lot of density, like for example in Delve, in my opinion. Holy Sweep could be like a really cool build for like deep Delve maybe. If you have like, you're familiar with the strength stacker from Connor from 1 mana left. So he's doing like the heavy strike of Fartus nowadays. I think Holy Sweep could be really cool, but it's not gonna have as good of a numbers, but because heavy strike of Fartus just like, you know, scales really well. But with it has free Crown of Ice and stuff. But the Holy Sweep could like really shotgun really well. It could shotgun like crazy. Not even all two-handers, only maces and staves. Yeah, but for a build like that, it would be still. I think he uses it as staff. So acceleration for most builds, so overall most expensive. You think that most people will want acceleration? Look, guys, if it's confirmed that this modifier works everywhere with this belt, then I think that acceleration is like the best shrine in the game for that. Because then you get the shrine effect from the Atlas, so in maps you are literally a freaking lightning bolt. Bro, you're sitting in this spot over here, and like a freaking fraction of a second later, you're over here at the end of the map. Like you vanished, like you're gonna vanish like a fart in the wind. Like nobody even be able to see you. That's how fast you're gonna be with this thing. And it's gonna be really cool for Spark, I guess, having 200% increased projectile speed or something. Confirmed on stream, but still could get changed last minute like the Ellie hit did. Yeah. Look how guys, like imagine finding this belt and you get Brutal Shrine with a combination with Skeletor Shrine or something. Oh my lord. Just go next, man. That's a minus freaking 50 LP right there. I'm looking at replenishing shrine, but can you do anything with that 10% mana regen per second? I have to say, I will say that is like an absurd amount of mana regen, you know? That is an absolute disgusting amount of mana regen, guys. Because you can scale that to 17.5% mana regen per second just with Ghoul, right? And then with the mana recovery modifiers, like you could maybe get to the point where you'll be regenerating, like you'll be getting such insane, ridiculous amount of mana regen per second with this. You would be regenerating your entire mana pool in a second, I think, with that thing. Bro, it's with Ghoul, it's 17% mana regen per second. This thing, that's why you can't find this stat anywhere on the map in the game. With the mana regen, the scales with mana regeneration and then gets multiplied by mana recovery modifiers, like from Watcher's Eye or something. This can get beyond busted, like amount of recovery, like absolutely insane. Honestly, this shrine is, I think, hidden freaking sleeper. Not gonna lie. Yeah, go mana stack and 100% mom. But you can't go 100% mom, can you? How much mom can you get in total? How much mom can you get in total? 40% from this. I think there's Watcher's Eye still that gives you 10. That's 50. Mind over matter. Damage taken from mana before life. Damage taken from mana. Damage taken. We're gonna find the freaking the keyword. I think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I mean, this has potential though. This is crazy potential because this is an amount of mana regeneration that is just unseen. There is nothing in this game that I believe does anything to your mana regen, apart from no regen mod, but that's it. That is beyond OP though. It really is. I think that is so crazy OP. It really is, guys. I'm pretty sure that that is broken beyond freaking any levels. This stat over here. Like, it's you don't... This is why they removed percent mana regeneration percent. This is why it's so hard to regen mana now. And now you freaking get 17% of it? That is crazy broken. Is the video? Hold on. Let's see. That is so disgusting. And trust me, it might not look like it because I've been streaming PoE for such a short time. But when something is beyond busted, I can tell immediately. You know the build that Palthion did with the accuracy stacker, with the claws? I literally looked at these claws and immediately, and that's still on stream. Okay, never mind. The VOD is not available anymore. I literally looked at these claws and I said that they're freaking broken like crazy. And people that watched me back then can confirm. Oh, hold on. Thanks, eye patch. That's big. Okay, so how much can we get? This attack skills have added lightning damage equal to 6% of maximum mana. I wonder if we could get to like 30,000 mana. That's probably not gonna happen. Lightning damage taken from mana before life. Increase maximum mana. Lose 3 mana when you use attack skill. That doesn't matter. Okay, let's take a look. So we have elevated Shaperoo. Damage taken from mana before life 15% from elevated Shaperoo. Sint implicit physical damage from taken from mana. I don't know what that is. Corruption 5% on the helmet. Okay, that would be pretty easy to get. Damage. Okay, so Searing Exarch modifiers, and you know, from the body. Then the focused. Then the body armor again, and body armor. Okay, so they literally, so we have just 5% from corruption on helmet, and then 15% from elevated shapers, and then 40% from the keystone, and then maybe Watcher's Eye. I don't know. I need to check. Watcher's Eye. Clarity. Yeah, there is. Yeah, so you get up to 70% seems like. Dude, that's on a build that regenerates like freaking 30,000 mana per second. That's basically 70% damage reduction. Period. So 70% damage reduction. if you had 70% bomb. What the hell, dude? And then you get 90 all res easily. Because it's freaking easy. Like late game builds like this is nothing. And then some physical damage reduction. Bro, like what? No, hold on. You don't even need phys damage reduction at all. If you have such freaking gigantic freaking pool. Fallborn mana the council can take phys as taken from mana before life, making you phys immune. Oh, there we go. There you go. I need to check. Hold on. Fullborn mind of the Fullborn unique item. Mind of the council. Instead of 30%. Yo, so that's 30% physical damage taken from mana before life, and also Mind of the Council by itself has 30% of lightning taken as mana. So all the lightning you take is also taken from mana. So the only sources of damage you take into your life pool are fire and cold at this point, and chaos. Yeah, like with this at this point, you're fizzing. Like physical hits are not that big in this game. Nothing's gonna kill you. Nothing's gonna kill you at this point. And those are still 70% from mana first, yeah, which is basically 70% damage reduction. Because if you have, okay, but you can't use you can't use both helmets at the same time. That's the problem. Because if you want to use Ghoul to scale this to 17% mana regen per second, then you can't use the Mind of the Council, right? But still, that's 70% damage reduction, bro. Effectively, because you have so much mana regen that everything just freaking any damage evaporates instantly. All you gotta do at this point is get damage mitigation, endurance charges, 90 all res, and you're immortal. Like, are you not? Like, you literally don't take you literally can. You're immune to everything in this game. Nothing counters mana regen in this game. No freaking Valdo shitty mods, no embezzlers, nothing like that. I'm pretty sure. Unless embezzlers are all recovery, including mana, I'm not sure. Let me check. Embezzler. Ghost. Tormented ghost. Tormented spirits. Embezzler. Okay, never mind. These guys are freaking... They suck ass. Okay, so you would still have one counter. Minions with modern hit effectively debuffs targets with 50% or 100% less recovery of life, mana, and energy shield. Bro, like, why is this thing in the game, bro? Okay, I thought you were gonna be immune to everything, but you're not. You'd still have to deal with this somehow. And actually, there's nothing I can. There's actually nothing. Okay, so this build would not be possible for Valdos at all, for avoided Valdos, because there's nothing you can do about that. You can't do mana leech. There is no mana on hit. This would kill it actually. This would not be possible for Valdos. But for anything else, this build will be like completely unkillable, right? I'm pretty sure. It will be untouchable. With this shrine. If you wanted to go mana stacking with this, I think it will be completely impossible to die. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. All right, but I have another important question. Shrine effect. Damn it, dude. Is there a list of items slash... Oh, there is. Oh! There is another 75% from this shit. So it's up to 250. Effect. Up to 150. Hierophant gets another 10%. And this I'm looking at up to 90%. You're right. You have to play a Hierophant though, but on the mana stacker you probably want to play Hierophant anyway, right? You get 10% from Divine Guidance. Transfiguration of Mind, 30% mana. You get maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield. That's actually pretty big, because you would be getting additional, like, you know, life pool kinda. Regenerate 1% mana per second. Look, this is 1% mana per second. This would be like this is 1%. This would be like freaking what? This would be like 17%. 17 times more. Holy Spell's gonna be 1 mirror with good mods or more, I don't know. Bro, it seems like there is, regardless, except, okay, there's like 3 dead options, and this one is completely dead, right? But like the rest is freaking, the rest is broken, like no matter what you do, it seems like almost. Okay, this one is not that great. This one is kind of dog shit. That's not worth it, right? This one, I don't know. Maybe on energy shield armor stackers, but like, what armor stacker is not gonna use Mage Blood, you know? come on now. Like, armor stackers need Mage Blood, period. Like, you cannot do an armor stacker without Mage Blood. You just can't. I mean, you can, but it's just gonna be like freaking some baby numbers. Massive Shrine will be for life stackers will be good, and the strength stackers, I don't think a massive is good enough. It's gonna be like some baby. It's gonna be like pennies. The belt with massive shrine is gonna be like pennies. Like the most broken defensive ones, if someone is going to like make POB and like and realize how broken this is, I think this one is up there. You can make borderline invincible character for like 99% of the game with this thing. Then obviously Echoing Shrine is OP. This one potentially could be OP. Here is important question, very important question. The +2 to charges, I wonder if it scales, because you can get 150% of effect of shrine buffs on you. So that'll be +2 to all charges, potentially. That'll be +2 to all charges from that. Lesser Brutal Shrine, Lesser Massive Shrine. Blunderbore. Golden Charlatan. Critical strikes with this weapon to deal you extra damage. Gain random shrine buff if you kill a rare unique enemy. 1 mana per 2 intelligence. What the hell is this freaking sword, dude? Resisting Shrine no longer grants bonus per, yeah, instead of granting additional maximum power, frenzy, and endurance charges. The Shrine still grant random charge generation on hit and on kill. Thanks to the Shrine, like this Shrine is definitely going to be available in this belt. This is why they made this change, by the way. Otherwise, it makes no sense. But it's 1 offensive, 1 defensive. If that's your defensive shrine, it will make the offensive shrine option cheaper. So it's not terrible, just not ideal. That's true. That is true, though. Like obviously, by far the most expensive defensive one is going to be. I think it's not up to debate. It's going to be Resistance Shrine. I mean, that's freaking busted beyond belief, right? That is crazy broken. Like with Ghoul, you're like res capped. And Chaos res capped too. At the same time. Well, is it going to be that expensive alone? Nah, would you pay 100 divines for that if you had like freaking Ice Nova for offensive? I wouldn't, I have to say. I don't think I would. I definitely wouldn't. It's like Mage Blood in comparison would still do like so much more. Like it's not even close. And then you just basically have Resistance Shrine, right? No, I definitely wouldn't pay a lot for that. It would need to be a combo with something. But like for example, Echoing Shrine, I could see... Echoing Shrine alone, I could see being expensive. Chance to gain power, frenzy, endurance, charge, and hit on kill. Plus... I mean, resonating is kind of nice, but it's like nothing like... beyond game changing. Massive plus resistance. It's not gonna happen, but it would be kind of stupid for the defenses. I'm trying probably expensive alone too. That enables crits on so many builds with zero investments. I bet. Yeah. The ones that are gonna be expensive solo are acceleration, obviously, diamond, echoing. I don't know about this one. Gloom is definitely going to be expensive. Gloom is going to be very expensive. I think. It's 40% chance to explode, dealing quarter as chaos. I think that's gonna be pretty busted, not gonna lie. It's not as crazy, but then of course 1,000 mirrors, Divine Shrine. Yo, though it would be kind of funny if they did. Nah, but they're not gonna do it. That would be kind of funny if they did, like, I don't know, a 1 in a million chance for you to get Divine Shrine on this build, and like literally one person on the server is gonna be immune to damage. No, I know. Obviously, I know it can, but and it's not, sadly, to be honest. I think that's a good thing that it cannot be rolled, because like, what's the point, right? That would be just nonsensical. Probably expensive alone too. Yeah, the diamond is gonna be expensive. Very expensive. There's so many things you can do with diamond. You can do there's this Winds of Fate, this two-handed staff that has only 50% chance maximum critical strike chance. I think this is gonna get overrated by this, because all hits are crits. There is obviously Marilyn's that will give you like 290 almost crit multi for free. That's pretty busted. Hey, Cernarius. Hey, Between. Do you know anyone that has started considering Path of Endurance as a league starter? I don't, but we can league start that thing in a second, right now. Hold on, let me check a look. Let me take a look. Let's look at Path of Endurance. So it's obviously you need to be endurance stacking. Slams the ground at the targeted location. If enemy is near your target, teleport to the... I know that the skill works. Oh, you can use it with scepters. That's kind of nice. 50% converted to fire. Deal up to 20% more damage with closer targets. More area and more attack damage per endurance charge. Cooldown can be bypassed by expanding endurance charge. Can be supported by multi-strike. Endurance charge used to bypass the cooldown does not contribute to endurance charge scaling modifiers. Minimum charges and charges from Rakesh cannot be spent, thus cannot be expended to ignore the cooldown. They, however, count towards the bonuses per endurance charge as normal. Oh. Yo, guys! You know, everyone thinks, when they think this skill, literally everyone, like, you need to bypass the cooldown, right? What if you made, like, the slowest, like, build of all time and tried to invest into cooldown time reduction to get the cooldown to, like, I don't know, 1 second, and then you have 1 attack per second, and then just use Ralakesh, and then use the belt that gives you brutal shrines, and literally just stack endurance charges everywhere, as many as you can, and then you get, like, benefits of everything at the same time. And just have a skill with, like, a 1 second cooldown or something. It's gonna hit like a truck, though. It's gonna hit like a freaking truck. I mean, you know, I'm just freaking... Nah, it's probably pointless, let's be honest. It's probably doesn't make much sense. Does it? It doesn't, man. It's not worth... The problem with this skill is that the base attack damage is not that high. It's 300. So even if you have 15 endurance charges somehow, you go up to 750, and then you have 30% more from that. That's like 1,000 damage multiplier skill. I mean, I don't know. The area would be nice, though. It would be really fun to play. It would be insanely fun to play. It would be freaking massive. Gigantic. It would be actually gigantic. And then you would be getting some crazy supports. Like, for example, I'm gonna save that as 3.8. Crazy belt. For example, you could, for example, use, on something like that, you could use Fist of War. That would apply on every attack. Every time. You would get 100% more damage support. With 60% area. Every attack. And Pulverize would work freaking fantastically well, because the less attack speed doesn't matter. So it's 50% more damage and 44 area again. I mean, that's kind of a cool concept, but I just can't freaking... Is that possible? If enemy is near when you target, you'll teleport to it from a short distance. The cooldown can be bypassed by expending endurance charge. How much? How much can you, like, reduce cooldown time, like, realistically in this game? 2 leagues ago, did delve to Mageblood, maybe 3 leagues ago. Oh, so it can be done. Just spend endurance charges? No. No need to play around the cooldown? No, but that's the point. What I'm trying to figure out how to make this skill work so that you have, like, the slowest attack ever. Like, I don't know, like 1 attack per second or something like that. And you don't need to worry about the cooldown at all. Because that's how slow your attack speed is. And then you just completely ignore that. Then you get Ralakesh, and then you get Maven Belt. And you get all the endurance charges as a Juggernaut, let's just say. You get permanently all the endurance charges. You get this, you have insane damage reduction. Like, insane damage reduction. You can get this too. And you don't need to worry about the freaking cooldown because your attack speed is so slow. And your area is going to be so freaking massive that 1 attack is going to clear off screen. Isn't that kind of a cool concept? And then your supports are freaking insane because Fist of War, you get the bonus every attack. You get 100% more damage from Fist of War. The same with Pulverize. You don't care about less attack speed. You just get maximum bonus. Pure bonus, nothing else. That's kind of a cool concept, isn't it? $50 CDR can do. kind of like this, not gonna lie. Just wonder how many endurance charges you would be able to get as a Juggernaut in that situation. You get 7 from Juggernaut in total. Then you get +1 from, maybe +2 from Staff. I don't know. Let's just say +1. So 8, 9 from Belt. I'm not gonna hold on. Endurance charge. G support gem that reduced cooldown a lot in the video release. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so eventuality rod, but there is a mod that gives you +1 endurance charge, I'm pretty sure. So you can get +2 from that. You can get +2 from that in total. Maybe you could get like 15 or something. If you could get 15, I mean, that would be 75% LE and Fizz damage reduction. Freaking A, dude. 75%. And then from the Maven belt. Maven. I think it's the Uber belt, isn't it? Wait, they don't even show what she dropped? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Uber Maven. There we are. Arn's Anguish. +1 maximum. Modifiers to minimum. Yeah, so you'll be getting like 51% chance to do triple damage with this. If you really stacked endurance charges. 7 +2 from weapon, that's 9. +1 from boots, that's 10. +1 from this, that's 11. I mean, you could get +2 from rings. That's 13. And then what? Helmet? No. Body? No. Gloves? No. That's it. I think you would get 13. And then +1 from like Bound by Destiny. And not Bound by Destiny, the freaking jewel thingy. That'll be 14. I think you could get +2 from staff in total. There's the Shaper mod that gives you +1. And the implicit is +1, so that's +2. 9, 10, 11, 13, and 1 from Jewel. I think you would be able to get like 14 or something like that. So with these two nodes, you'll be getting 70% permanent, 70% perma elemental and physical damage reduction. And from Arns, you'll be getting 42% chance to deal triple damage, right? But I kind of like this content. I might actually freaking make a build like this in the future. Not gonna lie. Well, there is another option. You could use Ghoul and Blunderbore and the new belt. And you'll be instead of +1, you'll be getting +2 to endurance charges, 1 extra. But nah, that freaking sucks. I don't think that's. I don't think I would go for that. That's defensive, so you would still have 1 offensive shrine to get after that. Like for example, guaranteed crit. Ooh. I prefer Mage Blood or Max Res. Yeah, of course, it's gonna be expensive. Boot Corruption is also +1 endurance, right? Yes. That's correct. The problem is that you could get more. There is a Dev's Door boots that give you +1, so you could get +2 in total on boots. But then you have no Ralakesh. So you don't have a guaranteed way of always having endurance charges. So that's freaking. It's like if there was a way to get like guaranteed, like you always have maximum endurance charges, you could get +2 from belt, +2 from boots. Then I think you'd be able to get 16 or 17. I lost count at this point. Endurance charges. So it'll be effectively immune to damage almost at this point. But you can't. You can't do that. Yeah, Ralakesh with +1. Yeah. Fullborn Gloves has like 50% triple damage chance. Fullborn Gloves. Fullborn Gloves? Ooh. Triple. Magi Nords. They lose 50 strength, 700 strength requirement, 15% to deal triple. They do. They do indeed. Would I... But what do these gloves have if they lose their 50 strength? They have melee splash for free. Okay. I mean, other than that, these gloves are melee splash and 50% chance to deal triple damage in order to, and you sacrifice glove slot for that. I don't know if that's good enough. Synth boots. Well, yeah, you could also get synth boots, I guess. Yeah, but regardless, you don't get the Ralakesh. The point is that the most important thing is to get the guaranteed endurance charges, that they never disappear. That's what everyone is after, because these super late game builds where you get to million and above max hit, the tankiest builds in the game, they get so tanky for one reason, for voided Valdos. Everyone wants to have a freaking key to be immune to dying in voided Valdos. Everyone wants that. And unfortunately, I don't think there is a single thing in this game right now is capable of doing that. Still. Because there's always something that will counter your build. Always. Like, either it's going to be Embezzler, or you're gonna have like freaking 5 million max hit against Elemental, but you're gonna be weak to physical. Like our Trickster from last league, that was taking like 1,000 damage from Uber Maven's Maven's brain explosion. I was taking 1k damage from that, but it wasn't strong enough versus Fizz. Or something else. Everyone wants that, and there's just nothing in this game right now that guarantees that you're not gonna get cucked by something, because there's just too many mods in there. Pretty sure that even Connor's strength stacker, he has like 1.5 million max hit. It's kind of like, you know, it's a little bit padded, to be honest, because, you know, that's with Immortal Call, and what matters is how tanky you are in the downtime. So it is padded, but even this guy, when I asked, I think I asked him a few days ago if he would take this character to Voided Valdos, he said no. He said that he would need a way to always have endurance charges, and then yes. But without that, he just can't. So, I mean, like, come on, dude. That's ridiculous. And the worst problem for him is that the moment he goes in and if he uses his Immortal Call in a situation like that, right? When you want to have your endurance, your charges permanently. You go in, use your Immortal Call, and something stole your endurance charges, and you can't anymore. I mean, you can, but it's gonna last a second. And you're freaking dead. And your 10 mirrors are gone. Because you're freaking playing a voided map. Well, the solution is for enemies to not steal your charges, but it requires a setup. What you need for Valdos, for Voided Valdos, to be guaranteed to live is as follows. First of all, you need to have, like, I don't know, you need to have damage to be able to finish them, right? Because you need to have damage to finish them. I don't know, like freaking 20, 30 million at least or something, but you might get to the point where one Valdo is gonna take you an hour if they have the right ghosts and it's 100% deli and something. Then with 20 million damage DPS, it's gonna take you an hour to finish. But you need that, right? But that's not a big deal, right? But what you need is probably like about like 1 million Ellie max hit. Physical is not that big of a problem, but you need to have physical too. There's a slam from Cortex. I would recommend probably 150,000 just to be safe. And then you need like crazy energy shield or life on hit to counter embezzlers. And you should be good to go if you have all that. If you have all of that, you should be good to go. But when I mentioned 1 million max hit and very high physical, I meant non-conditional, always, without any buffs. If there is a buff that you use that can be removed by something in those maps, then that doesn't count. It's literally just you count it as it doesn't exist. And it's very hard. It's, as a matter of fact, freaking impossible to have a character like this. Unfortunately, in Path of Exile right now. Unless there's gonna be something new broken in 3.28, but like who knows, right? Right now, as it is, it's just impossible to have a character like this. Like I had this bastard over here, and this bastard was still not good enough because I didn't have max hit for Fizz. If I had, like, if I fixed Fizz on this character, then, yeah. If I fixed Fizz on this character, then yeah, but, I couldn't. So it is what it is. I would say that, like, a 200,000 Fizz is probably... You're probably gonna be golden. In Voided Valdos. You should be golden. I don't know how hard Cirrus hits nowadays. Because, like, everyone is scared of, like, slam from Cortex. But how hard does Cirrus hit, is the question. What class are you planning for Holy Hammer? We're probably gonna go Chieftain. I think that Chieftain is extremely comfy. You get the resistance nodes, which is crazy good. Then you get this, which is amazing for strength stacking. Early on, especially when, you know, you don't have options. Then you have this, which is amazing defensively also. And offensively too, because you get permanent charges from that. So, yeah, it's like really good. But yeah, if you had a character like this, but with like, I don't know, 150,000 more Fizz max hit, then you could do Voided Valdos. I think you could go in blinded, like blindfolded. You would be fine. I wonder how tanky armor stackers get nowadays. What do you think of Holy Absolution for 3.28? I've heard that it got some massive buffs, and it's probably going to be pretty strong if you build it properly. It can be pretty damn strong, especially with this new mechanic. What they added, like what was that, Hallowed or something, for Guardian, with even the new node and stuff like that. This can be pretty strong for sure. But for people that like to play with, you know, you and minions, right, at the same time, and not a lot of people enjoy that. I have to say, there's some people that enjoy that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like to have like minions and stuff like that. They just want to freaking go by themselves. Freaking screw minions. Like, having minions is like having freaking, I don't know, bad teammates in League of Legends game. Like freaking walking around you trying to do something. Freaking useless. You know, what we can do? We can... Do we, like, actually do, like, a super turbo endgame POB of this character with fire resistant stacking with, I forgot this ring's name. Unique ring. Over cap. Enmities. Damage penetrates up to equal to your overcap fire resistance, up to maximum 200. I mean, we could do like a late game build, but it wouldn't be a chieftain. It would be probably wouldn't be a chieftain. It would probably have to be Juggernaut instead for tankiness, because we would need to stack endurance charges with this. But if we did something like fire resistance stacking enmity with Juggernaut, and then we would steal I don't know, maybe this node from chieftain. I think this could work. I think this could work, maybe. Then we would obviously be still stacking strength, so we'd be getting a lot of accuracy, so a lot of attack speed for free, so that would solve attack speed by itself. So that's nice. Then we have a lot of defense from endurance charges and 90 all res because it's late game, so 90 all res would be easy to get. And then we would get maybe this, so we would at the same time be immune to chaos damage pretty much. And at the same time we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And at the same time we would get like I mean, that's a plan, but we would literally need to start from scratch. I mean, we can give it a try. Since like we literally been talking like freaking for 2 hours 30 minutes without really doing much POBing, to be honest. Without doing much POBing at all. Like literally 2 hours 30 minutes of freaking doing nothing but talking. So all right, Marauder, Juggernaut. If undeniable, I don't know about this, but this one is a must-have. Oh, we can't pick the last one because the last one is going to be this. I forgot. The last one needs to be this. Third ring. 95 hours to go. Ain't picking without seeing a queue. That's the correct way to approach things. What's up, Roger? Yapping, that's right. Why a third ring? Because I plan on doing the belt that the new belt that gives you 2 shrines. So we would be able to ignore the downside of the belt and at the same time get the +1 ring slot. So because this is an endurance charge stacker, we don't need mage blood to make it work. We just need this. And we're gonna get giga damage reduction. And this for damage, right? You can still use tincture, that's true. Tinctures are really good. There's one problem. I mean, it's not really that big of a problem. It's just we would need to sack 1 ring slot because we would need to use enmities, right? So that's one thing. We would need to use enmities. But let's give it a try. Enmities embrace. Let's boost these. This one is gonna go down. Then we would use what is this? Catalyst for attributes, probably. Okay, so that's 1 ring is guaranteed. Then we have nameless bloodline. Well, unaffected by poison is not useless, to be honest. At the same time, that's kind of nice. Unaffected by poison. Bro, where do we even begin? So we're pure fire damage, right? We're pure fire damage, so we're using Brutus. We're using Brutus. Hold on, let me think for a second. What's up, Benimaru? How are we today? We're doing great. Doing great. Theory crafting. Would it be Brutus or would it be something else? It has to be Brutus because we're doing Giga Fire pen. It has to be Brutus. Like there's no other way. It has to be. But do I even go crit at this point? I don't even know, man. All of a sudden, I don't know anything. Do we even go crit? Do we go Crown of Ice? Let me think for a second. Tried leveling Marauder a couple times since past stream. Oh, it was the best time. It's the best time, my friend. It has to be Brutus. But the is the plan to make it like a semi-viable league starter or freaking? Oh, I just realized something, guys. There is one way to get additional endurance charge, and it's this. I completely forgot about that. You can get +3 from rings in total. Is this starter on endgame? I already have my starter, kinda. Right now, we're just trying to like cook something, basically. It's really hard. It's really hard to say. Do rings exist that have +2 endurance charges? You know which ones I'm talking about. The ones from Delve. The ones from like Delve Lords or something. Can they roll +2? Nah, never mind. Never mind, dude. Probably not. It definitely does. Nah, it definitely doesn't. It's not possible. Okay, so Brutus, right? I'm conflicted because I don't know if this is if what I'm trying to do right now is that this would definitely be endgame though. This would definitely be endgame because you would need to get Hold on, give me a second. You can reflect rings with +1 minimum to +2. No, not minimum. I'm talking maximum. Give me a second. I don't remember what video that is. I'm gonna save this as whatever for now. That's not it. I don't have POBs here? Are you serious? I had POB for like a very late game version. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. I made it a long time ago. Okay, we should be fine now. No, but that's still not it. 150? The one I did was more. What is this? Okay, so this is the version with Enmity. Enmity's Embrace. With Mage Blood, Helical Ring. This ring is freaking atrocious. Simplex, Alberans Warpath with +1 Endurance charge. Just regular gloves, Iron Cave, Crown of Ice, freaking shield. What the hell is that shield? What is freaking garbage, man? And Brutus. Okay, there's a lot of room to potentially improve that. I'll tell you right now. So this is the version with small cluster jewels with strength, life, fire resistance in effect. So basic stuff. Is this garbage over here? Okay. All these tens of millions of damage is still not enough. Meanwhile, my POB gets to 1 million. Nah, you know, it's like it's always fun to like try to push the numbers. It's not even that much compared to some of the like very end game builds. Although I never like made a build that's like multi mirror. Like the most expensive build I made, like it was 1.5 mirrors or something like that. I always try to like, you know, aim towards like 200, 300, 400 divines or something like this. So there is a lot of room for improvements here, though. And I mean a lot. Number one, this will be completely gone. Alright, you know what? Let's like give it a try. Damn it, man. Okay, I think this is the version where we would need to be actually doing Juggernaut instead. I think. This is the version when we actually need to be doing the Juggernaut. Actually. Alright, you know what? Let's just keep it for now. It's fine. Okay, so Chieftain. I have Mage Blood over here. Yes. With what? With more resistance, with Onslaught, with Crit, with Chaos Resistance, and with Tincture. Oh boy. So how many hammers are you gonna have? Yes. I love your previous POBs really much. Thank you. And hopefully the newer ones are going to be even better. Very much hope so. For the next league. Alright, let's do Nameless. Let's do this. Utility flasks are disabled. Boom. What are the chances that this is gonna work? It's maybe gonna work. Maybe. Alright, so we would be using, obviously, something like that. Resistance Shrine. And Echoing Shrine. Let's just say. Resistance Shrine, Echoing Shrine, Belt. From the belt, we would also have some additional chaos resistance. I'm not going to include that right now. It's whatever. And the ring over here would be miles better than this. I mean, this is not a bad ring, but we would need something like that. Helical. Let's just ignore life, actually. Do strength, attributes, fire resistance. Let's just do something like that. I don't even want to touch it after that. Let's not get like too crazy. I mean, this is already going to be crazy, by the way, but let's do something like this. 44 and 111. This is not out of ordinary, like impossible to get ring, so let's do that. And let's put it over here too. Boom. And there we go. So yeah, this actually is looking pretty decent. This actually is looking pretty decent, not gonna lie. We have 300 million Shaper DPS. The tankiness is, you know, not great, but tankiness is not great, but this would look better on Juggernaut, maybe. This would definitely look better on Juggernaut. 100% better on Juggernaut. This is completely unnecessary on Chieftain. This would definitely be better on Juggernaut. And then just maybe try to steal this node or something. I'm not even sure if it's worth it at this point. It's definitely not worth it at this point. This point just freaking go Juggernaut, literally. Do this and that for tankiness. Boom. And obviously I don't need undeniable anymore. So on top of that, on top of everything, I have 2 jewel sockets. And obviously we could very easily get, let's save that, 3.28 Brutus, Giga Brutus. Let's just put it this way. Giga Brutus. Just hope the Holy Strike ideas will be enough to do stuff. Currently doing some silly planning with Cyclone GC, supporting the Holy Strike Guardian. That sounds interesting. Since I noticed the Guardian node doesn't have the limitation Hollow support and makes it only work with attacks you use yourself, you should only work with DC. Fire Mastery for Life Region is also a very good additional recovery at this point. Thoughts? Yeah, but we have Enmity, so of course this would actually be decent. But how much it would give us? 1% uncapped fire resistance will give us 300 region per second. It would be nice, right? Yo, Hayabi, thank you very much for 7 months. Big build? Nah, this is not going to be like the best build in the game. What I'm trying to do right now, but you know, I'm trying to like do something. Hold on, where is this freaking bound by garbage? Bound by destiny? Yes. Bound by destiny. Bound by destiny. So we would want one with strength, most likely, percentage strength. The rest, like, doesn't freaking matter. So we'll drop this Forbidden Flesh, obviously, boom. Then we'll change Helicals to be Warlord. Warlord. I mean, why do the stats reset? Something like that. I even have too much fire res on these, but it's whatever. Okay, so that's so the bound all of a sudden does work. It does. Okay, perfect. And then the second, I probably would drop Emperor's Mastery here. Emperor's Mastery. Oh. Emperor's Mastery here. Boom, add to build. Instead of this, give me a second. 7% attributes. All right, so that's what? That's 320 million Shaper DPS right now. Like all of a sudden, my crit chance is only 50% though. That is an absolute disaster. I have to do something about that. What if I had Diamond Shrine instead of this? And I would have to invest into 0 crit at all. No crit whatsoever. That'd be kind of nice. It's a starter. No. No, the other starter is already pretty much done. Weight advantage. How many endurance charges do I have? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 on this character. 8. And we would still need resistance. Okay, this shield is disgusting. We need to get something else, like a synth shield with strength and stuff. I'm just gonna keep it for now because whatever. 33,000 fizz. Don't be so impatient, man. Impatient. First of all, we don't need this at all, I think. We can drop intimidate. And add this one instead. There we go. We don't need this at all. I'm thinking about Diamond Shrine at this point. For real. Instead of this. Plus, I don't remember how it is to freaking 1000% increased critical strike chance. Okay, there we go. Would Diamond Shrine be better at this point? Diamond Shrine belt? It doesn't seem like so. Not necessarily. Do-do-do-do-do. Wonder belt login. I'm just trying to kick something here, man. No need to be an asshole about it. Guys, come on, man. Give me a break. 1 chaos build card? I gave you 1 chaos build. It's just you buy this mace, and there you go. You have a build. You have a build, bro. Nah. This is not gonna do it. That is too broken not to have that. That is way too freaking broken not to have that, dude. Like 50% crit chance, though. I mean, that's a problem. I need to get more. I need to get more, bro. Also, these things I wouldn't need at all at this point. By the way. Purity of Fire I could legitimately replace for Purity of Elements. So we would be immune to, well, majority of stuff in this game. Okay, and all of a sudden we have resistances again. There we go. Save. Still 300 million Shaper DPS. 50% crit chance. How can I get more crit chance? What? Why is my crit chance so ass? I don't need this anymore. Bro, even the battle mages... Oh, no. I don't need any of these anymore, by the way. I don't need any of these either. That's not useful anymore, guys. It's all useless. Chaos Res? Yeah, Chaos Res is fine. I mean, it's easy. It's not a problem. I mean, I think. Nah, Chaos Res you could like even like get. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I think. Overlord here. What the hell? That would definitely have to be another cluster jewel, by the way. Instead of Overlord. Or maybe not. Maybe not, dude. Crafted Brutus with crit chance? I already have that, man. I already have this. Why is my crit so ass all of a sudden? What? Oh! Guess with Mage Blood it's not as easy to freaking cap crit, bro. Oh, I forgot. Oh, crap. I forgot that I still had Mage Blood even though I didn't use it. That sucks. Like, this new belt has Chaos Resistance, so that's gonna... that would help us with Chaos a little bit, but... we would still need to figure out how to get these to the max, to the maximum. Well, I don't think that it makes sense overall. Like, with this level of investment, I don't think it makes sense to like actually invest into enmities at this point. Legitimately. Because at this point, under no circumstances, this is going to be better than replica Alberons with like, I don't know, Paradoxica or something. If you want to keep on using shield. There is no way that this is going to be better. Under no circumstances. Because if you do chaos damage, all of a sudden you can apply Wither, and Wither is broken beyond belief. So, with very high attacks per second, Wither literally, like, you have it gives you double damage, and Paradoxica gives you another double damage. So it's just like freaking broken, right? So we would literally need to go something like this instead. Replica Alberons. Just a regular one without endurance charges for now. Do we want endurance charges? Let's just go higher budget. Just go higher budget, I guess. And the jewels are going to be completely different. Paradoxica. So we want Chaos Pen. Attack speed Dex Int. Sure. Yes. Attack speed this. Add to build. Boom. Then we get, obviously, all this is changed. What the heck is going on? Avoid manipulation. Why can I still not use? What's stopping me from dealing damage still? Oh, gem info was posted? Hold up a second. No, not on Reddit? There we go. Found it, boys. New gems. Divine Blast. Alright, so Divine Blast, we're talking... What are we talking about? Project a beam of holy light. This is the shooting a freaking light from your shield, huh? Energy then lingers. Honestly, this skill I really want to like one day to like do like a shield skill, but it's not gonna be today. It's not gonna be this league, I think. But this is kind of cool, man. I like that. Explosion deals 100% more damage with hits and almonds. Okay, holy hammers. Yes! You can use it with scepters. Let's go. 20% more. So the numbers are the same as they showed. 20% more damage when expending a power charge. 50% physical damage converted to lightning. 1.8 meter radius. First hammer each cascade deals 100%. Okay, so it's still the same. Alright, we're doing Holy Hammers League Star, guys. Period. We're doing Holy Hammers. Like 100%. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be pretty fun. And if it's shotguns, this potentially is going to be better than Smite. It has... I have very high hopes for this. I have very high hopes for this. I really do. Because if it's gonna shotgun at least a little bit, this thing is gonna hit like a truck. And I'm going to be surprised if it doesn't, because why would the attack damage multiplier for a slam skill be so low if it didn't? You know what I'm saying? This is like an extremely low attack damage multiplier. Holy Strike. Infuse your weapon with holy energy. Oh, hold on. Holy energy and swing. Successfully hitting an enemy with summon forth a copy of your main hand weapon as a holy armament. These holy armaments are undamageable minions and will attack the enemies you target with Holy Strike. Mace, scepter, or staff. Base duration is 10 seconds, maximum 3, 2.6 meters to minion melee strike range. Minions deal 168% more damage. Wait, what? Guys, tell me if I'm retarded. Does that literally mean that this skill effectively does no, hold on. Sorry. No, I'm correct. Never mind, I freaking did it properly. Like, it summons a copy of your main hand weapon as a holy armament. Like, these minions will by default. No, there's no way that this is how it works. There's no, there's no. I have to be misunderstanding. The problem is that I'm definitely misunderstanding the minion deal more damage line, for sure. I'm definitely misunderstanding this. Maybe these minions, maybe it's like 168% more damage for minions, like based on, I don't know, man. This number is completely unreasonable, though. The minions do... I mean, it says that enemy will summon forth a copy of your main hand weapon as a holy armament. These are undamageable. But they're not going to be doing your damage, though. They're not going to be doing your damage. I'm assuming it's... Okay, I'm assuming that they're going to be doing damage from your weapon, but without all of your, like, increased modifiers. And I don't know, man, honestly. I don't freaking know. I've never played minions. I don't even know how minions work, bro. They will work like animate weapon of self-reflection, but attack with your attacks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea how freaking minion shit works in this game. been playing like freaking melee for 10 years and like a spellcaster occasionally. Minions and bowcocks? Not on the stream, boys. I mean, it's probably not gonna be. It's gonna be for Guardian, man. This number is definitely. This number, no. This definitely is not gonna work like this. Not even close, dude. There's no way. There's no way. Nobody knows how minions work. Saying as a minion player. Fair enough. Yeah, it's, you know, the base attack damage on this skill is kind of nice, 400 without the attack speed multiplier. But the problem is that this skill doesn't have anything else, right? So yeah. Holy hammers, dude. Holy hammers. Holy hammers for the win. Alright, holy sweep, 440, 70% attack multiplier, and then of course then we have this hammer, holy hammers overlap something. Which potentially is going to shotgun with, I don't know, maybe worm blasting action, maybe something. What's up, Zulith? Someone playing the holiest of hammers. It doesn't get any holier than that. If you need a holy hammer build, just holla at me. Yeah, whatever. Shield of Light, retaliating. Okay, retaliation skill. Does anyone even play freaking retaliation skills in this game? I have high hopes that skill is interesting when we were able to get the skill. I think it's gonna be great, man. I think it's gonna be great. If not, then we're just swapping back to Smite. It is what it is. I mean, Smite is a great skill, right? But if it's gonna be great, then it's gonna be great. The best part about this is that there's like literally there's probably going to be literally very few changes that this will require. And if it's not gonna work, then you just swap supports. Swap literally few passive points, and there you're freaking done. So Holy Hammer is gonna be great, I think. Shield of Light, offhand, fizz damage, added fizz damage, converted lightning. I'm sorry guys, but like, who's gonna play retaliation skill? Shockwave Totem of Authority. Okay, sure. Static strike of, okay, hold on. Okay, hold up a second, because that is actually interesting. Static strike. Oh, oops. Static strike. Freaking righteous fire. 3, 4, 6. Beams deal less damage, base duration, so it's just literally 3, 4, 6. It has negative damage. The regular static strike. It does some negative damage. And this one, 3, 4, 6, but base duration is 4 seconds. Gain 1 gathering lightning on melee hit, maximum 12. More damage with its alignments per gathering lightning. 1 maximum beam target. Attack with a melee weapon, gaining a gathering lightning buff for a duration if you hit an enemy. While you have the gathering lightning, attacks with this skill will cause chaining beams of lightning, which grant additional times the more gathering lightning you have, which chain additional times. Bro, this is kind of nice. On like a fast hitting like character, like I don't know, like Juggernaut, like stacking some attack speed, this skill looks kind of nice. It's really nice. In my opinion. The duration you can easily get to like 6 seconds. At this point you have pretty much full stacks all the time. You can get easily 6 seconds duration with like one cluster. And you have permanently 96% more damage bonus on this. So it's basically, I mean, it's still not that great. It's slightly less than 700 damage multiplier, but I mean, it's kind of nice. Kind of like it. It's less inconsistent in single target than Smite, because Smite you have to position yourself always to deal double damage. With this thing, you don't. It's kind of nice, to be honest. I think you can make it work. Alright, charge dash of projection. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna read that. Creeping frost of flows. Creeping frost of hose. Single icy projectile burst impact when reaching the target area, dealing damage and creating a chilling area that deals cold damage over time. The area will creep rapidly across the ground towards nearby enemies until its duration expires. 2.7k base cold damage. Okay. Fusillade of detonation. Orb of storms of squalls. You know, guys, as a melee player, not gonna lie, as a melee player, I have to say that these are not too exciting. This, I think we saw that during the showcase. I think there is showcasing. Do we still have the freaking video open? Oh, we do. No. Probably not gonna find it right now. Yeah, but this skill was actually this skill actually looked kind of nice. It repeats 2 times, damage, more cast speed, less area of effect. Like, I think this can be actually made pretty interesting. Something strength of pain, storm bust of repulsion. Now, blessed coal. Supported work-wise, create consecrated ground lasting 6 seconds. So long story short, you can have it permanently if you wanted to use that. And they have less area of effect, doesn't matter. Less reduced cooldown recovery rate. I don't think that reducing the cooldown recovery rate on this skill was so important. Like, is consecrated ground so overpowered that you need to like put some penalties there? That's debatable. Honestly, the increased work-rate speed is kind of nice. I'm definitely putting this on my Enduring Cry. What's this? What's the gem setup that I have on Enduring Cry? Hold on. Okay, perfect. There is one open. Okay, let me check that again. Oh, I was using Battle Mage's Cry here before. Okay, I don't think I'll be using it anymore, to be honest. I think this will just go. We're gonna use Urgent Orders, more duration with this. And more duration should work on consecrated ground too, right? So that's gonna be like almost 10 seconds. Well, 8.5, something like that. I don't find the preview page of the skills anymore. Did they change something about Holy Hammers? No. No, Holy Hammers are the same. You can use with Scepters. So you can use with Scepters. I'm really excited for that, not gonna lie. Excommunicate support. So increase physical damage. Supported skills 60% as fire and 17% as lightning. Excommunicate enemies on melee hit for 3 seconds. That's a lot of. That's quite a lot, honestly. And Hallow. Melee use yourself does not modify skills used by minions. Increased magnitude of Hallowing Flame. Supported skills inflict Hallowing Flame on a melee hit. Honestly, I would need to. Obviously, all these things we're not going to be reading, because what's the point? Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I don't get it. So before Conk Path had 30 more damage with hits to closer targets with quality, right? And now it's 35. So they upped it by 5%. If I understand it correctly. Okay, that's not a lot, dude. Earth Shatter got cocked. Holy Flame, Static Strike. Wait, what? Beams deal 30% less damage? They added that shit? It was 20%, I think. Yeah, but another 10% with quality. You scale Holy Strike with Spiritual Aid. Increases reduction to minion damage. Also affect you. Probably. I really think that this is going to be a skill that's going to be good on the Guardian side of the tree. It's going to be really hard to League Start that as anything else but Guardian. It was 40% before. Guys, I'm gonna go crazy in a second. It was 30. And it was 30 over here too. So they added 5%. Well, that's not a lot. I mean, they did it for this skill because they did it for this skill also. That's why. And this skill got buffed by 5% and additional 12%, 13% more damage from this. So all in all, like Conk Ground, Conk Path, even the regular one got like much stronger actually. That's a decent amount of extra damage, to be honest. Scavenging, Viper Strike with Mamba, Energy Blades. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, man. Alright, man, this is... Honestly, guys, with this, I saw a video from Lance when he was saying that Energy Blade still good, blah 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 blah. I don't freaking see it, like seriously. I'm sorry, am I freaking blind? I just don't see it. Like, you lost so much freaking energy shield from int scaling. Like 50% basically. It got cut by half. And then you lost another, like, I don't know, 10-50% energy shield from Energy Blade. How is this still good ever? How is this ever good at this point? Fullborn, Ghost Ride, still decent for recoil. Oh, and the Ghost Ride got freaking nerfed too. 4 different POBs for Holy Strike already. Holy smokes. More like holy smokes, boys. Let him cook. Someone give this guy a chair. Nah, Energy Blade is so freaking dead. It's not dead, it's just like... That's just... Why would you want to play that now after what happened to Energy Shield and Energy Blade? Penance Brand, Bada Beam, Bada Boom, Siphoning Strike, Storm Brand, Storm Burst, Wall Absolution, Vault Domination. Ascendant Sentinels deal 300% more damage. That's what they did. Holy smokes! that's a buff. Holy Relic is the 1k region now. Oh, it's for minions. Never mind. Overexertion got destroyed. Shockwaves got what? Base radius is 2.7. What was it before? Then the chain support got buffed and chance to flee support. Supported skills have 64% chance to cause monsters to flee on hit. Supported skills have 50% chance to cause monsters to flee. Okay, it's on hit now. Freaking huge, I don't know, huge nerfs to chance to flee support. Why is this support even in the game, is my question. Oh my lord, bro. Like, why is it... Bro, is there, like, anyone that uses chance to flee? Seriously? Is there anyone that uses this support? Is that possible? No, I mean, with this, like, they just broke the game, bro. They just broke the game. Alright, man. Holy hammers. Incoming. Something tells me that this is gonna be good, man. It's gonna be some good shit right there. There is, under no circumstances, I am going to believe that this skill doesn't shotgun. It's a freaking slam. If there was a slam with such pathetic freaking attack damage multiplier, there is no freaking way that this doesn't shotgun. The question is how hard. But as long as we're gonna have good endurance, power charge generation, and we will, then I think that this skill is gonna freaking. This skill is gonna be good, boys. This skill is gonna be good. Trust me. You know what the best part about is? Like you can get holy hammers with +1 from this new mechanic with +1 power charge on critical, and that 35% chance to get power charge on critical strike on top of Assassin's Mark and power charge generation from your war cries. This is more than enough to have 100% uptime consistently. You know what that means? That means that we have power charge generation basically for free, so every attack is going to be empowered. The first hammer does have 100% more damage. Yeah, but even with this is still 440 times 1.2 times 0.85. This is still a 400, not even 450 damage multiplier slam skill. So it has to shotgun. There is no way that this thing doesn't shotgun, like one way or the other. Now I am not expecting that if there is only one target, so like a boss in proximity, then both of these holy hammers that spawn when you spend a power charge, I'm not expecting that they're all gonna hit the boss, because that will be broken. That all of a sudden turns his skill to like a, I don't know, like a 1500 damage multiplier skill, and I don't think it's that strong. That would be very surprising. But I think that against bosses, there is a good chance that it's still going to be stronger than Smite. I think there's a good chance it's still going to be stronger than Smite, boys. That being said, before we get this thing, we will have to use power charge on critical normally, like the normal level 20, right? We will have to use that in order to like clear normally, clear maps. This is going to be mandatory, and then of course we're going to replace that to, like, you know, something else later. But yep. Alright, so now that we have information, now that we have info, tell you what, guys, we can actually start working on like legit POB. We can start working on legit POB. We can. Because the POB for this is going to be slightly different compared to strike skill POB. It's going to be different. And I guess we're going to be using slams all the time, because we're going to be using Sunder in the beginning, and then we're just going to swap to Holy Hammers later on. I think this is going to be the plan. This is how I see it. I go with Holy Hammer Inquisitor. It sounds good to me also, indeed. Sounds good to me. So this is going to be the POB we'll be using. Don't look at the damage multiplier over here. The damage doesn't matter. Literally. The damage doesn't matter, because this is just like a regular Sunder. What ascendancy? I'm going to be going Chieftain, League Start. Chieftain for tankiness from Scions, which will give us permanent endurance charges and charge generation with Mob's Mentality, extra strength, massive amount of strength, and 90 Ulris. I think Chieftain is going to be fantastic in the beginning. And I also think that Chieftain, even though he doesn't have any support for power charges, the fact that you get additional power charge generation from Scions because you have infinite power is going to be really good. Like your charges are going to be super consistent. You're going to have charges all the freaking time. So that's really nice. Then obviously, like, permanent onslaught. The tree is going to be changed slightly also, because what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this. gonna do a medium cluster jewel with exerted. Pretty much almost every attack that we're gonna be using is going to be exerted. Pretty much every single one. So that's additional damage bonus. And we're gonna be using well, this is really busted, to be honest, but I was thinking about doing something like, well, we could actually use that though. We could actually use that. Rattling Bellow with Warning Call. And with this, with a cluster like this, on top of everything else, we're gonna have 8% chance to deal Dabru, 20 flat strength, and 100 armor. Perma 100% armor. And then we're gonna try to figure out a way to get even more armor from this, right? That's the plan. That's generally speaking the plan. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Let's do it, boys. Let's freaking do it. Do you have that POB on Discord? Nope. I'm going to upload a video about that probably tomorrow. Also, I don't want to, like, you know, put too much stuff in there because we, at the end of the day, don't know what the damage. I mean, we do know the damage multipliers, but we don't know how. Okay, let me just put it this way. I'm just gonna put a POB with Sunder instead of Holy Hammers because we obviously don't have that, right? And the damage is not going to be the same, but you're going to have like more or less an idea of what to expect, right? This is how I'm going to do it. But yeah. And there's going to be a video like tomorrow or in 2 days on YouTube. But also, if anyone will want the POB on Discord, once I'm done doing that, then I'm gonna give you guys the link. Obviously, I'm gonna give it to you. All right. So the plan is as follows. The plan is as follows. I want to do two things here. I wanted to do things. Number one, we need to remodel the tree a little bit so that it's accustomed to slams and slightly slower playstyle. We're not going to be getting as much attack speed as previously. So, like, we're going to, you know, leave slams slightly slower in maps, but I don't think that's going to be like a big deal, especially with Frostblink. It should be okay. Number two, I want to remodel this character a little bit so that we actually have some investment into armor. I want to get some armor there. Instead of, you know, playing around with shit like Arctic armor and stuff like that, instead I'm going to try to get to like 30,000 armor or something like this, and that's it. With this thing, already, with Warning Call, we're gonna have already 13,000. If I could fit in Determination somehow... I mean, we're not going to fit in the Determination. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, dude. What if I just used a rare chest instead of this? What's up, Mewtwo? You going to play with Holy Hammers? Yes, I am. Yes, I will. Because Wrath Pits, it's too hard to replace. I think Wrath Pits is a bigger damage boost than the Iron Fortress, right? Iron Fortress is 34% more damage. Wrath Pits is 37% more damage. Yeah, but I'm not gonna get as much freaking... Yeah. This might be a rare case where we're not gonna be using Iron Fortress on this build, guys. It might be a rare case. That vastly depends on. The thing is that rare chest gives us some insane defense, and it still can be pretty nice offensively. But at the same time, no Iron Fortress means that we get 0 freaking block. that is a problem. I mean 0 block. We go from like 70% block to like 30 or something. Have you seen Karn's video about the new auto-exert tech, as he calls? Yes, but this build is not gonna be Petrified Blood build, so I know what you're talking about, but this is not gonna work for us, unfortunately. I really don't think it's gonna work for us. I don't think it's gonna work for us. That's a really good question, dude. It's like I could keep Iron Fortress, I could replace Rat Pits, and get like a Giga Armor shield here, for example. With life, with strength. I mean, how much would I lose? First of all, we would probably need like a Synth shield or something like that, but as a League starter, obviously we're not gonna have that. But Synth shield would be the best. Yeah, this is gonna be faster. Shield armor. Pinnacle, Colossal, Pinnacle, Shield. And then we would want life in here, we would want armor, we would want more armor, something like that. Maybe instead of one of this armor, we could... How much block could you have? So you could have up to 45% block chance on shields. Ooh. But we don't need that. Armor, double armor, then we get... here we would get what? We would get strength, and let's just call it a day. So a shield like that would be plus 7.6k armor. It would be life regen, 400 life, and minus 20% damage. But that is like a really freaking assy shield. How much 20,000 armor, huh? I mean 20,000 is something already. That's probably better than having 6,000 and having Arctic armor, to be honest. My fizz goes up to 20,000 now. But at this point, losing a Wrath Pits doesn't hurt that much, especially that, you know, this is like a very basic version of the shield. We could potentially have like fizz damage reduction up to 8%. That's even more at this point. New gems. Oh, I already saw that. I already saw that. From your POB, you still seem pretty weak against physical damage. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And if I could slap determination in, then we wouldn't have any issues, right? I'm way overcapped on my resistances also in this POB. So this POB is like far from being good / done. Also +1 endurance charge on Alberons is gonna be massive, and it's not expensive. So that's another thing. This is, let's just say, fine. This is fine. I need to think. I need to think, man. I really don't think that. Sorry. I really don't think that. You know, I really think that with 20,000 armor and 7.5k life and fortify and 20,000 armor, I think that this fizz hit would be like good enough, to be honest. This is the singular maximum physical hit, but that's like, you know, how much damage you can take before you die. And 7 endurance charges. I really don't think that against smaller hits, it would really be visible. I really don't think we'll be taking a lot of damage. I really don't. Sometimes this doesn't show the full picture. Like with 7 endurance charges, with 20k armor, I think this would be a really good mitigation, even against like 3,000 fizz hits. It will be a really good mitigation. 3, 4, 5,000 fizz hits, I think we would just like shrink to almost nothing. I really do think so. The other option is like we keep rat pits and we just change the iron fortress to something else, right? Like basically a rare body armor. Body armor. Armor, royal plate. Royal plate, and we would need what? We would need armor. We would need more armor. Let's just keep it. We would need strength. We would need... what else? Nothing. I mean, physical damage reduction, for example. Boom. And then we would craft... I mean, I think something like that is like kind of reasonable, right? Of course, it's not league start, but something like that is reasonable, like relatively early, right? Then crafting bench attributes 6%, and then obviously influence, Exarch and Ether. Put this thing over here. This already is only 15% worse. Okay, that makes me really tanky. I lost my block though. I lost my block. But on top of that, we have obviously one thing that we need to get, which is crap. Implicit. Strength. Not this one. Strength. Damage per strength. I don't know this, let's just say. And Exarch. Exarch would be what? Warcry buff effect, that's actually not useless. Charges, Arctic armor buff effect, auras, flasks, maximum resistances, some crit multi. Well, they're all not that great, to be honest. I'm just gonna say, for now, just freaking some crit multi, dude. Literally just some crit multi. Oh, damn it, dude. There we go. Alright, so putting a chest like that... Like, we're pretty much golden versus Fizz at this point. With a chest like this, we're pretty much golden versus Fizz. We really are. We lost like, what? Like 10% damage. Well, we gained... Well, we lost block though. That pisses me off, man. Not gonna lie, that does piss me off. We lost freaking block, man. But sure, I mean the Fizz hit like goes like up like crazy. And also the tankiness, overall tankiness goes up like crazy with a chest like that. So it is nice. And then it could get better in the future, right? Still. Alright, you know what? I'm going to save this for now. And we're going to call it a day for today, boys. Thank you very much for watching. It's getting late. Thank you very much for watching. Off stream, I'm gonna like grab something to eat, and I'm gonna keep on working on the POB. Off stream, I'm going to try to finish this up. Try to like work it out, and I'm gonna let you know tomorrow on Discord, also on YouTube, on the YouTube video, what the final POB is gonna look like. Or like at least the version I worked on. And tomorrow I think we're going to start doing some practice runs, because we spent a decent amount of time, let's be honest, almost 4 hours of yapping full stop about the builds. Tomorrow I think we have a couple more days before the league start. We're gonna start doing some practice runs, and over the time we're gonna have some more information. Maybe they're gonna release greater gems also, which is going to reveal a lot of interesting information. So yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.